Hello and welcome once again to the Lifestream Lockdown and Dunreen campaign. I am your DM Hesper, and tonight we're joined by how do I want to do? Yeah, we'll do this list. Bubba.
Bubba, I played Dunsen and his trusty sidekick, Feugy, the 14th.
Yeah, I'm breaking up a little bit there, Bubba, but anyway.
You're breaking up with me.
My mic, is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Dunsen, and I play Dunsen. And Sir Squeakers, the 14th.
Then we got Cados.
Hello, I play Raine.
And Feugy.
Hello, play Remy the Barbarian.
And Aster.
Hello, I'm Kevin Aster Ryan Albrecht.
Okay. And last we got Lani.
Hi, I play Roux.
Wow, you sound so drained, Lani.
I'm so tired.
I have a bad feeling about this one, Esper.
I do too.
I'm over here sipping a cup of coffee.
Oh, so am I. It hasn't helped yet.
We just need to hook a caffeine IV up to Lani. Either that or, just tell our parents that, change out our batteries like 10 minutes before D&D.
I would like
Anyways.
to put F to sleep now. Thank you.
Too bad. Anywho, last time we left off, you guys, after being divided into a couple of different groups, met back up in the Frost Maiden, at the very initial, not initially recognizing each other right off the bat. Remy deciding to cause some chaos and thrown into further chaos by Ryan and an illusion. Remy got yelled at a little bit by uh, Rata, and I guess basically ended up having to pay for damages and such.
She definitely overreacted, though.
Okay, okay. You know what? I'll go to your house, release a rat while you have like a ton of patrons in there, and have them throw beer and food and shit at the rat and mess up your house and see what happens. See if you get mad about that one, Yugi. I would say your place of business, but I'm just like, no, I don't think you'd care if that happened. Anyways, after which you guys meeting up back outside were led to the I guess the best description of it was the old house of the trade merchant Zazarum, that ended up visiting from Phasmaria, and decided to go inside, convene information between each other about what happened, and and found a couple things that Schnurby got into, including a jar of bees and some other hidden magic items that seem to have been placed within like a lead safe, essentially. And after which, you guys decided to call it a night. Um, right before going to bed, though, when Dunsen's little alarm went off in his head, and after which it was quickly snuffed out. Not entirely sure what happened, but kind of putting clues together and such. You guys used the mirror that you found and got some additional visions from that. Um, After which, you guys went to bed and woke up the next morning. I think we said that you guys just went ahead and ate your morning rations or whatever, and the day is now yours. As you guys are sitting inside preparing to leave. I know which disguises that we have for Roux, Remy, and Ryan, but Dunsen and I'm pretty sure we know which disguise Dunsen's going to be wearing. So unless he was working on a different one um, throughout the night. But anyways, yeah, Dunsen and Raine, what disguise are you guys kind of going with?
So last time we were kind of Middle Eastern, right?
Correct.
I want to say, and it's in the morning now.
Yeah, it's early morning. You guys went to bed like super early because you guys were so bored.
And we're gonna go see Grand Croix, right? The Archmage. That's what we did.
That's totally up to you guys what you guys want to do.
I feel like that's our best bet, but I don't think we really came up with the plan last time. I don't remember, but I really want to see Grand Croix. That's my little quest.
Ryan, what are you wearing again? What's your costume?
I think I'm still Albrecht Mutual.
Yeah, they're still they're still the same ones. Yeah, you're the only one who's changed, and I don't know if Dunsen's still going as he is now, or if he was trying to go with a different.
Yeah,
outfit.
this is a fancy way of asking you if you're going with us to the keep ? Or if you're doing something else.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna switch back to my servant apparel, which is like my military apparel.
Okay, so you're going back with the Sophia.
I'm gonna disguise myself as something that I don't have to do deception checks or persuasion checks. Like I should not be in a position to do anything.
Well,
Just don't stand on tables and call yourself a pest.
Well, no,
person.
Like the last time me and Cados decided to go as something, she went as like my servant person, and I was the one that was like of import or something, and I had the worst deception. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's like I can't do that. So
yeah. So the question is what are you planning to disguise yourself as?
Oh, right,
Then,
because
Bubba?
you're not like part of our group here.
right.
Right.
I mean,
So what works for our team?
maybe we could say that we left him by the carriage, but our carriage caught on fire, right?
Yep.
I mean,
just a bit.
Escape the carriage.
well, what
And not-
about this? What
and
about
not-
this? Is there any way while they're doing that, because I don't think I'm really needed if they're gonna want to go visit them. Since my trap was sent off, would it be a bad thing if I went and hid in plain sight next to it, like kind of like or near that area? Because I have stupid high stealth at that point and kind of watch it for a bit. Would that be something that would be interesting to see if anybody comes and goes?
So you kind of want to do a stakeout where you left the traps dressed as your merchant guy?
No, I can just hide in plain sight. Like if I sit there for a couple minutes, I get stupid high on my stealth.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, Bubba. You got to get there in the first place.
Oh.
So, I mean, if you're gonna do that, wouldn't you want to switch to like some white outfit or something so you can blend in with the snow?
Well, he would. That's part of the whole entire hide in plain sight. He basically does the whole entire, looks up tutorial videos, puts on a base foundation, all that stuff, and then presses up against the wall and just kind of like make sure that nobody can see him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I kind of do want to do a stakeout. So,
Okay.
I mean, do you think that would be beneficial to the party if I went and did a stakeout?
Yes.
What?
It would be very dangerous for you because as far as we know, the only person who's like been back there is Big Bad Evil Guy, I guess, under the guise of Gasket Brook. So yeah, just staking out that place could come out with like a bit of danger for you. So, but so would hanging with us, because I feel like having the whole group of us all together that sort of kind of matches the description of those people going around could also be bad.
Either way, it's kind of a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not to mention, you got to remember this too, Bubba, that what was I gonna say again?
Everyone's
You got, yeah, I was gonna say you kind of stick out like a sore thumb compared to everybody else because they're kind of in this one, kind of regalia, and you'd be in a different type.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are there any like people on the streets regularly dressed or something like that? So if I make a disguise like as one of the people on the streets and go to start the area to stake it out, and then I'll just do my hide in plain sight on there, so I'm not with them, because I won't know
You're
what.
talking, you're talking about a Dunreen local.
Yeah.
You would know this, and I think I did make mention of this last time. Currently, the citizens of Dunreen are supposed to be the actual citizens of yeah, are supposed to be at home, recognizing and essentially respecting the death of the previous Jarl.
Yeah. So they're supposed to stay there all the time.
Yeah, so basically, the only people that they've seen out on the streets have been guards at this point. Which I think this is the 5th day of that, and it's supposed to be mandated for a week.
Man, this is tough because I was thinking like we could send Bubba like to the underground and like speak with like the Fang and Claw for us, but he wasn't around for any of that either. He missed a lot of the important stuff that like got us here. So, I don't know what Bubba should do. I guess
maybe
like,
in this situation, I should just in case keep an eye out on our actual hideout. If you keep somebody behind, maybe I'll just keep an eye on the hideout and then have Squeakers go with y'all just in case something happens. And maybe you can let them loose to come find me. I don't know.
is that a thing you can do with Squeakers? Like if one of us says go find Dunsen, like Squeakers will go and find you.
I'm pretty sure Squeakers will go back to Dunsen. They definitely won't understand anything that you're saying to them, though.
I mean, if you like tied like a note to him or something, or any way, shape, or form, or maybe
Okay.
I don't know, conveyed an emotion, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to roll a. You'd probably have you guys like roll an animal handling or something like that. If you attach the note, just to see how annoyed Squeakers would be to having a note tied to him that he's not used to having tied to him.
Well, I guess right now, if I end up sending him with you guys after you just let him loose on a bar like that and try to tie a fishing leash on him, he probably wouldn't be too happy.
Yeah, that is a wanted rat.
So
Yeah,
never mind. Don't do that. I guess maybe I should just keep an eye on the place. I don't know. See if anybody's scouting out. I don't know.
Entertain Snurby.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Right,
You'd be here with Snurby.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best with Snurby. I'll stay back. I'll stay back because how far away from our place is there any way that like I can stealthily around our place be able to check the outside or be able to see if anything important? I can't remember.
Here, let me. Oh, I forgot to move you guys over to the map. There you go.
Remind me again where we're at versus where my alarm was again in the place.
Your alarm was right around the Dunreen Keep. You had 2 of them set. You had one set like on a manhole cover that was nearby, and then you had another one set on one of the exterior walls to the Dunreen Keep.
And where are we currently?
You guys are in the Zazarum Merchant House home. That's kind of
Right there?
south. Yeah.
Okay, so we're not too far away from where. Oh,
Not super far away. Probably for you and your speed and stuff like that.
mhm.
Probably maybe 20 minutes. Weaving in through, in between and through the back alleys and stuff and such.
Okay, what's up to you guys if you want me to take a chance or just keep an eye on the place?
Could you send squeakers to where your alarm is so that way it's more subtle and see what they find or sniff out?
I would like to do that, but I'm afraid what Hesper would make me roll for my rat.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll stay behind and
Well,
mean-
I mean,
Because you said there's no animals really running around at this place, which is odd. So if they see one, I think that'd be odd.
but Squeakers is small, so I'm sure they can like.
small and white. So
Okay, if you're willing to let me do this and you're not going to Gary him, I'm all good about it. So
let's
I remember
see
Gary
here.
couldn't swim; he was a frog. So
Gary
Yeah.
couldn't swim in the hard, like, the water was moving too much for Gary.
well, I can convey stuff to. So yeah, if I can do that, I would be more than willing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see here real quick. Sorry, I popped over to your
I see.
spells. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Oh, that's touch.
You really did good on the map, Hesper. Looks so
Yeah, the map
so
looks awesome.
nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I'm very interested to know what you used for this, by the way, for reasons.
Yeah.
Ooh, how
Yeah,
long is that horn?
I was seeing if there was a range on beast sense. Doesn't seem to
Doesn't
be.
say so. So I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I'll do beast sense and do that on him. So I'll have him kind of scout it out. And
Okay, give me
when they leave the house, though, I'm gonna set an alarm on the entrance just so my beast sense, if I'm in there, I'll be alerted to anything coming in the house as well.
Okay, I'm just checking real quick because it does have this whole entire if it is. I don't think a rat has that much intelligence. No, 2. Though being raised by you, I'd say probably might have like a. See here. Well, he'd be a willing beast, anywho.
Yeah,
I know
and
there's one. I know there's one that says they have to be. If their certain intelligence are higher, then it has to be a DC something. I don't know because it says spell save DC down there for some odd reason. But yeah, I mean he's a little bit smarter than the average rat, but not by much. Since there's not too much to work with.
well, I mean, on this one though, I mean, I'm just listening. I can hear and see through it myself. So
Yeah, you'd be blind and deaf, but you
yeah.
would see through him. Yeah.
So I figure if I
And
put an alarm on the place after they leave, that way I will get a notification in my mind if somebody goes into our place, and I can kind of cut it out.
yeah, well, and you got Schnurby in there too. I'm pretty sure she might fumble into you or something. Who knows?
Oh, got it.
And I think because of the way that I used to do the primeval awareness. Yeah, you can convey simple ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say it's probably pretty easy for that. And if you wanted to use that spell to do that, you could. You'd only have an hour's worth of
That's fine.
scout time, unfortunately. But uh, you know.
That's fine.
Anyways,
That's what I'll do then. While they leave, I'll send them out there. So I'll be doing
okay,
work myself.
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm
While
just trying to think.
we're down here playing with the nuts and bolts, I have a question about the quick step kunai. So as written, I'm wondering if Feugy gives me his kunai, can I walk into a building and get up to the wall, like on the other side of a wall, and then he can teleport to me like through the wall.
I need to check because if it doesn't say, that you have to see the point.
Yeah, so you can throw the dagger to a place you can see within 30 feet of you, but it just says as long as the dagger is within 60 feet, you can expend a charge to instantly teleport.
Since the teleport doesn't actually say that you have to see it, I would probably go ahead and allow that.
Okay, just wondering. I'm sure it won't come up.
Yeah. But anyways, oops. Get my thing. Anyways, okay, so Dunsen's going to stay behind. I guess he's going to stay in his Zazarum attire or disguise.
Yeah, while I'm there, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the rest of you are going to go with your Tippelsloan disguises, and you're thinking about going to the keep?
Yep.
Okay.
I think at least that's what Aster wanted.
Okay. Alrighty. So as you guys prepare, setting up your thing and stuff, and Squeakers, I guess, is going to run by where you've kind of yeah, you know what? I need an animal handling check from you, Bubba.
Okay. Maybe 1 second.
9? Okay. Alrighty.
What am I handling? Just curious.
This is mostly the way that I have that. This is mostly done to see how well you can convey the information to where you want Squeakers to go.
Oh, this ought to be.
This is all basically depending on, how accurate and how long it'll probably might take him to get to where you want him to be.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I'm having you roll this animal handling. Anyways, all right. So yeah, I guess as they're getting ready to leave and stuff, you already have your thing up. Go ahead and roll me a d20. I have the stats here for rat. They don't have any advantage. Roll 2 d20s. Take the highest. Okay, so a
Fantastic.
7.
Fantastic.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's taken care of for Bubba. So we'll get to that. Is it's getting described and stuff later on
So bad.
as Dunsen sets up his spells. Um and see here. Yeah. And then I need you because I think yeah, and if you're setting up the alarm too, so I need you to go ahead and dump that first level spell slot too.
Roger that, sir. Oh, spell.
Yeah. So just
Hey, Bubba, are you like tapping your mic? I don't know, with like a zipper or something.
No.
I hear like a in your
Probably on the
microphone
keyboard.
sometimes.
Other
Oh, controller.
controller.
yeah. Okay. So as you go and you set up that and
Alright, I'm gonna go back to push to talk then, because I was having before you guys said it was cutting out my beginning thing. I was doing push to talk, so I'll go back to that.
okay. All right. So setting up your your alarm, getting your rat ready, releasing your rat into the streets to hopefully go in the direction that you're wanting him to go in. Dunsen prepares to sit and sits, closes his eyes, and detunes himself
Oh,
from the world as he.
before I do this, can you make sure, Cados, that you relay to, oh my god, I can't, the
Snurby?
Snurby what I'm doing before she freaks out and wants to know what the hell this guy's doing in a place like this.
Also, maybe don't bother you.
Yes,
Oh.
and don't please relay that to her so I don't get a freak out.
Yeah, I'll tell Schnurby to focus on working downstairs in the basement in Draconic, and that our friend here is going to be helping protect the house, and so he may be coming and going.
Thank you.
Okay. Snurby kind of nods to you and stuff, and she goes, I build Horde.
You do that.
Okay.
Oh man, Snurvy's just gonna be pit-pocketing Dunsen the whole time.
Well, she did say to leave him alone, I think, so.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let him be.
Yeah. Yeah, roll me a persuasion check to see how persuasive you are on, or intimidation, depending on how you want to play that. Or, if you're trying to persuade her, or if you're trying to intimidate her into
The
not.
renegade option.
Persuade.
Persuasion? Okay, 25. Yeah. Regretfully, she seems to understand where you're coming from this, and probably doesn't want to have to worry about fighting Dunsen one-on-one should he figure out that if she ends up taking shinies from him.
Good.
One of these days I should cast Friends on Snurby. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Kobold Rage.
Yeah, like what could possibly come of her being mad at me when she worships my sister?
Yeah. You don't know this, but she has 20 levels of Barbarian. endless Kobold Rage.
We're gonna have to put some broken bones.
I feel like if that were to come to pass, it would have come to pass when Lani suplexed it into a mantle or whatever happened there.
She grabbed on her ankle and just pulled her off a fucking bookcase. Just smack, smack, smack.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's actually go do a thing, guys.
Alrighty. Alright, so as you guys make your way out into the cold morning of Dunreen, as you watch as some snow slowly falls here and there with kind of a northernish kind of wind. I need passive perceptions.
I think I'm 16.
18.
I have no idea what my.
Oh, I'm 17. 17.
17, okay.
It's under your skills
right?
and
Yeah.
passive wisdom. It's it's where it always is.
I found it. It's 15.
15, okay. And Remy?
15.
15, okay. Yeah. So as you guys step out and get ready for the day, Schnurby, you hear the door lock behind you. Schnurby's protecting the horde and the home and stuff like that, and closing the door behind a cross-legged Dunsen sitting in the middle of the room. As you guys proceed outside, snow slowly drifting, and the cold, biting at your extremities and such. Yeah, I would say, Raine is you just kind of like, that smells a little weird.
Oh,
You're standing out, and it smells very not.
sulfur?
Huh?
Like sulfur, maybe?
No, not so much sulfur. It smells like
Teen spirit.
Smells like the bad. It doesn't smell like wood like the usual as you've been going around like fires keeping families warm by burning wood. It smells
Oh,
like
so it smells
something.
less like barbecue and more
Burning
like house
bodies.
fire?
Does it smell like
Yeah,
burning
it smells.
flesh?
Yeah, there you go, Aster. It smells more like something caught fire. And looking around on the horizon as you kind of get that, you see black wisps of smoke um coming in the direction of the Frost Maiden.
Ugh. I'm gonna tell my siblings, hey, there's a fire over by the Frost Maiden.
Oh man, we're never going to talk to Archmage at this rate.
Guess not.
So we're going?
I mean, we don't have to. No one said we're the heroes of the story. We can be empty heroes and go back to our plan.
I mean, we have said multiple times we should just let the city burn. Maybe this is our chance.
I'm a hero.
You're fucking Bubba in the background.
Alright, fuck it. Yeah, Hesper, I think we just stay in our lane.
Alright.
Whatever, this is just like that time where you like had a I was like traveling back to a wagon and there was like this guy with a torch and you're like, don't you want to investigate? I'm like, no. Obviously.
Every time we go investigate something, we get framed for it.
Yeah.
Or attacked, or
Maybe
fireball thrown at us.
Hey, guys, I have an idea. Maybe we just don't go to the scene of every crime in the city. Maybe we just miss this one.
I don't know.
We could get blamed for it. That sounds so much more fun. Oh, and then Grand Qua will have to talk to us.
We could use that excuse to go find him and be like, there's a fire, we need the Archmage.
At a time like this, I wish I could see Hesper's face right now.
Why do you say that?
Just seeing you tell us an important piece of information, we're like, no, just let it burn. Like, okay.
Okay. I feel like this is definitely a point where me, the player, and me, the character, are in alignment here. I'm putting my foot down. I am not getting thrown in jail on purpose in a Hesper campaign. We've had enough being detained by guards in this campaign. I don't want another session where we're just talking to guards who don't trust us.
Well, I'm sorry you haven't built up a repertoire of trustworthiness. And then you go and change disguises and stuff like that.
Alright, we're just gonna keep going our route. We figure someone's gonna address the fire. It's snowing, it's cold. Can't get any worse than what it possibly is. It can't spread, so let's
You had to say that. You had to say it.
As you go to the keep, you notice that the whole entire northern side of the town is on
it's on fire.
I mean, there can't be a lot of dry wood if it's been like constantly snowing.
Yeah, and it's not like they have electricity, so
I mean, what if someone set it on fire, though?
we would be indirectly the reason because they heard that there was a rat in there and maybe they decided to burn it down.
Burn it down. Start over.
Ultimate
Okay.
pest control.
Okay, well, let's head over to the temple district. If we see guards, we're going to tell them that
Wait,
we are
what?
looking for the Archmage.
You're heading over to the Temple District?
Oh, where's
We're going to the
Grandpa's
keep.
place? Okay, we're going to the keep. Sorry, we're going to the keep. I apologize.
Yeah, we're going to keep asking if Grand Qua's in. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, and then we're going to tell them that we saw fire over towards Frost Maiden, and we think that someone who is capable of addressing that should go check it out.
Alrighty. Alright, so as you begin to make your way over there, you guys, through your, you start walking and stuff as you make your way over to the keep. As you do, you know. Oh
I do.
God, that was
God,
terrible.
I hope I don't.
You guys notice not very effectively hiding squeakers, uh, tumbling and making his way through the snow. Kind of at the moment going the same direction that you're going. Uh, as you guys, I guess, continue on. I don't hear any objections, so I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
I can't imagine why we would stop now after seeing squeakers.
Well, I didn't know if you guys are like, let's just make this easy and cram them in your coat pocket and take them over there, or what?
Oh, I
My-
see, because he's going to the keep.
You're assuming that you probably know what Dunsen. I would say you guys probably talked about the plan and stuff like that. And Dunsen, you're sitting there and you see Squeakers as he's like looking around and stuff like that. You can plainly see that your allies can see Squeakers very plainly.
Blatantly.
All right,
Okay.
okay, somebody's scooping them up. Cool.
I'll
All
scoop
right,
them up.
Okay.
All right.
get
As,
right up in
Good.
Squeaker's face and make a bunch of funny faces at Bubba.
roll me an animal handling check there, Roux.
Roll to handle that animal.
19? Okay, yeah. You're able to kind of convey that, hey, we're going in the same way that Dunsen told you to go. Come on. And he seems to, go with you quite easily.
Alright.
Hop in, loser.
Can,
We're going to the keep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pop them in my hood or on my shoulder so we can see.
Okay.
To be
As
just to make sure, I will be able to hear for the next hour and see everything that they're doing, right?
yeah. Yeah. You can hear as long as you don't break your link. Whenever you break your link, like you wake up or whatever, and you open you open your senses back to your senses, then yeah, you won't. But as long
Snurby
as
hits you over the head with a big ol' wrench.
well, he'd feel it, but that doesn't necessarily mean. Well, he would also have to roll a Constitution saving throw to make sure that he maintains concentration.
Okay, let's keep moving. We pick up the rat. Let's go.
All right. Yeah. You guys make your way over to the Dunreen Keep and such. I'm guessing you guys are kind of moving at a normal pace, like not going quickly or anything like that, right?
Normal pace. Yeah, normal pace.
Okay. It takes you probably about a good 30 minutes or so to finally get to the outskirts of the keep. Squeakers in tow. You know, doesn't seem too motivated to get out of your hood. As you approach the keep here, Roux.
Understandably so, because it's right.
Yeah,
He
so
doesn't want to leave.
it could be comfortable and such in your hood and stuff. But anyways, up to you if you want. What you want to do with that at that point.
I would say Cados or Raine in particular, like, was the one who saw the same place Bubba saw, so she would probably be the one to direct Squeakers where to stake out.
Yeah, I do just that.
Okay. Roll me an animal handling check then, Cados.
Okay. My hands are a little cold. Let me warm them up.
As you believe you're conveying this information to this emotionless mouse, a rat, you believe you're conveying the right information to him. As you place squeaker, as Roux places squeakers down, and you kind of watch him kind of scamper off, kind of maybe in the direction that you pointed. Might be going in the right direction eventually. He took out the majority of the work for him, but could get
Good thing he still
distracted.
has Dunsen's orders, right?
Yeah, he's been conveyed kind of, what to do and such. So, anyways,
My apologies, guys. I'm sorry.
that's all right.
I welcome our yappy dog overlords.
So sorry, my sister's home, and so the dogs are freaking out.
As they should.
I
Why aren't you freaking out?
I haven't seen you in 15 minutes.
I haven't seen you in an hour, and it's the end of the world, and I'm so glad you're back home.
Yeah, I know. Bella's like that all the time, and so is Remy. But anyways,
Mhm.
Okay, we stay in our lane. We go to the keep.
okay. So you make your way up to the keep, the usual, you know, to and go, fanfare. Though considering this is a lot earlier in the morning than you guys are usually here, you notice which one? D8. Okay.
Oh, I bet Beard Guy's still, fixing his beard.
No, you notice, a little bit ahead of you, the grand judge.
Oh, you almost had me.
Yeah, Bonzak Ragni.
Hey, Bonzik.
He's
Great.
he's carrying like a lot of like probably legal paperwork and stuff like that. He's just like, oh, let's see here. Yes, our esteemed guest. What the
I'm Albrecht.
right? Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kidding them what he was gonna say, and thanks for interrupting me. He's like, yes, the young trade lord. The
Ooh.
young trade lord Mutual. We're just a little early in the morning. Just getting here. I'm pretty sure some of the others are here by now. Some of the others not
Ooh,
quite so
Trade
much.
Lord. I like that. Hey, is the Archmage here yet?
I wouldn't know. I haven't been in yet.
Well, we'll go in along with you. How's that? You need help carrying any of that?
Oh, no. A little bit of sensitive material here.
I hear you.
As he, as the guards open the doors to let you guys and the grand judge in. Uh, you know, the couple of guards inside. I'm assuming you're probably wanting to go to the main, the main chambers and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
where the audience chamber and stuff.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. There we go. Go ahead and switch that up a
Oh,
little bit.
yeah.
As you guys, are led to where you're going. Grand Judge seems to go his own way at this point. Probably taking care of his, early morning duties and such. As you guys are led to you know, the chambers of the audience chambers, where there's once again a couple guards posted outside. Opening up, you notice inside, not too many people are here yet. You notice, keeper of the records, Grawl Kadzets is already here. Same thing with Master Builder Urum, and also Watcher of the Woods Karsi. Those are the only three that are here currently.
Do any of them greet me when I walk in?
You get, bows of acknowledgement and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like not bows, but the head gesture of nobles to other nobles of
Yeah.
A head nod.
acknowledgement.
Are they busy? Are they like talking to one another or?
It looks like they might have been talking, but probably not about anything important, and since there wasn't really too much,
Yeah.
just kind of passive insight on them. Probably just the early morning business and such.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe reacquainting each other with business that happened the previous day. So when they do reconvene for actual, business, because yeah, you were here the day before. I was trying to remember. You didn't spend very much time here because you went down to the dungeons and spent like 6 hours down there or something like that.
uh Hello friends, esteemed lords. I was wondering, has a Archmage Grand Quad been by yet?
Um. All right. Let me roll a couple of checks real quick.
Mhm.
Okay. One more. Okay. Um. From the looks of it, the keeper of the records, Grohl, seems to be shaking his head no. Uh. Master Builder Uram seems like he's in thought, and the Watcher of the Woods, Karsi, she seems to be fiddling with something in her coat, and it seems like those two, after a little while, seem to have a little bit of, you know, Karsi before Uram. Basically, as soon as Karsi starts talking, Uram's just like, kind of like, oh yeah, like, right. Karsi's like, let's see. Oh, right. I do believe that he's currently out on business. We had a bit of
I saw the smokestack.
well, then you probably know where he's at then.
Huh. Didn't think he would be assigned to that, but okay. If that's where he is, that's where I'm headed.
Okay. Well, I guess we will possibly see you later on then, since it seems like you have business elsewhere.
Alright. Sorry for the interruption. You all have a nice day.
You too, and be careful. We heard about that nasty business that happened to you yesterday.
Oh, speaking of that, uh this being the town's keep, do you have a spare wagon and some horses that we could purchase from you?
Mm, not at the moment, unfortunately. No. A lot of our resources are being pulled in other areas right now. Taking care of other about town issues and such. Currently, unfortunately, I do not believe any I do not believe that any nobles would have any free carriage. Well, hmm. Give me a second here. I'm gonna make a check for her real quick. Yeah. To my knowledge, I don't think any nobles would have any free carriages, and I don't think we have any free livestock that would be able to pull carriages and such. A lot of them are being put to work elsewhere currently.
I see. Well, keep an eye out for us then.
Oh, can try. I mean, if we find if somebody happens to make mention, maybe after our period of mourning and such, maybe after that, then there's possibly a possibility that might hear of some noble who might be willing to part or is looking to part with said possibly horse and carriage, but currently I do not know of any, and any that we here at the keep would have at disposal is currently being used elsewhere.
Okay. Well, thank you for all your help. We're going to be going now.
Alrighty. Well, you take care as well. And like I said, hopefully that bad business doesn't end up following you around.
I think I just sigh, turn around, and we walk out.
Okay. Once again, led to the the entrance to the keep, and let out the main entrance. I would say probably by the time that they're doing that and stuff like that, it probably takes squeak. You sitting there and you're watching your squeakers, through squeaker visions and stuff. Gets distracted by a few couple of things and stuff like that. Some guards probably drop some bits of rations or something like that as they're out on patrol or whatever, and you know how animals are in food, and sitting there like great, somebody drops some bread or something like that, and Squeaker's just like sitting there like, bread, yum. And you're just like, great, would you stop and get to where you need to go? And you know, about a 10 minutes of this, and some casually meandering around, Squeakers eventually gets to where you're hoping that he would get to be able to kind of keep an eye out on what's going on. Um, you know, looking around and such, like I said, with Squeaker's previous stealth rolls, yeah, the guard, you see a couple of guards hurriedly going to and fro due to probably how quick they're running and such. Fortunately, yeah, they don't seem to be paying much attention, nonetheless, looking for a white rat, despite Squeaker's choosing bad spots to hide it. All right, so just a little update there for you, Bubba, on what's going on with your character, so you're not completely left out of the loop.
It's fine. Well, I mean, I'm with them, right?
No, you stayed back at the house. Remember?
No, my rat.
The
No,
rat's
they
not
let
with.
your rat go. Yeah, they let your
Oh.
rat go once they got to the keep.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
That's why I said, he kind of went off on his own. He's like, "Ooh, food! No, 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 no!" And went off and did some other stuff.
I'm gonna have some classes with my rat for being poorly trained.
Well, there's only so much that you can do when you're not within sight of your rat and not controlling him via magical messaging spells.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah. All right. So the rest of you guys are outside the gates to
Can you
Dunreen.
message a rat?
Can you message a rat?
Yeah,
Send message
or
to a rat.
sending.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure you could. The thing is the lack of communication between you and Animal, and
I can send messages through my rat.
So if me speak rat and me have message, me can send message to rat.
So you have to have an intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the message.
yeah, you understand the message, but you're not going to get like verbal words or anything like that.
Right, it's gonna
Yeah,
be
Squeakers has an
like
intelligence of 2.
Yeah, well, 3.
3?
I have a
Okay.
spell that allows me to do it, but that's about.
Yeah, your spell is you actually touch Squeakers and give him like a
Yeah.
message, and he runs off, and he's just like a four-legged audio recording. They're talking about actually messaging Squeakers himself.
The D&D spell message. or
Not
sending, like, yeah.
Yeah, not animal messenger. There's so many different ways of sending messages. Anyways,
Okay, so we head towards the big burning building.
alrighty. Making your way over that way. As you making your way that way, you do notice that there is more guard activity this way. As you watch, running to the keep, back over to the Frost Main, kind of in the other areas of town. Um, you know, seems like you know this isn't like a just kind of from the feel of it, doesn't seem like this is currently something that's on fire, and so much as it probably might have been something that was on fire at one point, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's trying to figure out why was it on fire. As you make your way up to the outs, kind of towards the outside of the Frost Maiden. Once again, like I said, not any citizens out and about at this point. Though passive perception 18, 17.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say even 15. So, looking around and stuff, be pretty easy just kind of notice that people in nearby homes and stuff like that from windows are kind of keeping an eye on what's going on outside.
Mm-hmm.
But not actually exiting their homes or anything. Is like I said, you make your way to the Frost Maiden. You notice, Rata and let's see here, what are the other? Leo Ward and Titan are kind of outside the Frost Maiden. Seem to be talking to some guards. Um, Looking around and such. I would say probably the first one to notice it you know, would be Raine, shortly Ryan, and then finally Roux and Remy. As you guys are looking around and such, you look up and looking around trying to figure out what's going on. Raine would, like I said, be the first one to realize looking up about the third floor. Wait a minute. Wasn't it?
It's our room.
Yes. You look and it looks like something careened into the side of the Frost Maiden that was on fire.
like a
And
fireball, maybe.
Yeah, like some kind of fireball.
Or someone
possibly,
threw a flaming wagon kind of the
and
front.
very reminiscent, except it seems like this time instead of just one, it might have been two. As you watch, like you look at the outside, and it's kind of singed, and then you look around, and it looks like possibly a second one was sent inside to explode inside the room after the outside had been blown apart. As you notice, like some debris is kind of like chunked outside and like strewn about out in the streets and such. Like you bits of burnt wood and cloth and such. Ruined, like decorative, like like silver and brass, like the candelabras and that kind of stuff that were in the room. Is they're seem to be strewn about and fairly well damaged. There seem to be guards kind of keeping kind of like a perimeter around the Frost Maiden as well, kind of trying to keep keep locals and such that might visit and such to uh coming and going kind of away, kind of away from the Frost Maiden to not, and some of the debris that's fallen out and such like that, to essentially make sure that there wasn't any contamination of possible evidence and such.
Hmm.
Um, let's see here. Yeah, I would say again, Rain a little bit before Ryan, but both of you notice kind of out of the corner of your eye. Rain not so familiar with this person because she was elsewhere when that happened. Ryan, on the other hand, you do recognize this person as the messenger who talked to you about the condition of Lady Peacewood last time.
Oh, right. Yes.
Uh, as he makes his way up to the outskirts of the Frost Maiden, doesn't seem like he's quite paying attention. More kind of on his mind of trying to relay his message. As he starts walking up, looks, realizes what's going on, and is just like, "Nope," and just kind of turns back on his heel and starts heading back towards the manor.
Uh, oh, geez. How far away is he from us?
He's a decent ways, but if you walked pretty quickly, you could probably catch up to him. He's not going like sprinting or anything like that. He's going at a normal pace.
Uh, yeah, okay. I'll try to catch up with him.
Okay.
I'll call for him. I don't know his name, right? He's just a messenger.
Yeah, you don't know his name. You never asked, and he never
They have
gave.
that, they have that habit.
Well, he served the purpose of sending a message for someone we do know the name of, and then we were done with him. He was a single serving NPC, but here he is again. Yeah, so I'll chase after him and be like, "Hey, friend."
You notice he kind of's like, wait, what's going on? Like, for a second there, he kind of freezes because at first he thinks he might be in trouble with the guards.
Sure.
And, he kind of turns and looks towards you. And when he notices you, he kind of gets that look of realization like, oh, thank God, kind of like I found who I was supposed to find.
That's the feeling I had. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As he, turns and starts walking towards you as you quickly walking towards him. Eventually you guys meet and he goes, yes, you know, uh, Lord Albert, um, I have, word from, the Peacewood estate. Um, Unfortunately, from last time that you were there, there's been no change in Lady Peacewood, but you were asked if you could be kept up to date, and Lord Peacewood, honoring his end of the deal, you know, figured, to inform you on how things are proceeding. Again, as I said, there doesn't seem to be any change from last time. She seems to be in kind of a state of shock, untrustworthy, doesn't seem to be very trusting and kind of possibly, possibly not fully understanding and comprehending words that are being told to her.
I'm sorry to hear that. Um, could you give me just one moment, and I will shoot a look at Raine, and I would like to awaken mind a message to her.
Okay.
Should I update this person's address for us? He's a trusted friend. Should I give him our new residence?
No, I'm torn because then if he knows where we live, he might tell Grand Qua about it. If they ask.
So I don't know how much I can go out of character for this, but yeah. The thing is, you don't know him, but I know him, and like I was
okay. Then if you know him, if you trust him, then
I
go
vouch for
it.
him. That's all I can really say.
If you vouch for him, then I will agree with you.
Okay, so I guess you like nod back towards me.
Make eye contact and nod.
Okay, so I'm sorry. What's your name, friend?
Oh yes. Sorry about that, my lord. Generally, not often asked for. A servant generally isn't generally isn't asked for their name, but let's see here. A second.
Mostly just for convenience sake, in case I have to chase you down again.
Yes. Well, anyways, my name is we'll go ahead and go with that. Ferdinand.
Oh, I like it. What a strong name. Here, so you might have noticed that our previous place of temporary residence was lit on fire last night.
Oh, that was your room?
Yes.
Because he doesn't know he didn't know which room you're in.
There was a mouse in there. I mean, this seems like overkill to for the pest problem, but
I think there's somebody who doesn't take kindly. No, I'm going to talk over him. I'm going to fucking talk over him and say that I think there's somebody here who doesn't like the idea of guests from Tippleslow. That is my understanding of things.
Okay.
I'm going to be speaking to the nobles in the keep.
Okay. I do still want Remy to roll a deception check, just because kind of this idea of.
God, do I have fucking silence?
No, you're not silent.
No, do I have silence?
No, he heard you. He kind of looks at you with a bit of suspicion, more as along the lines of, and this is probably pretty easy for you to tell. He seems to not be hiding it. Kind of gives you the look of that's a pretty tall tale that you're kind of weaving there. Um, you know, being more, I guess, common born and such. Generally, keeps his ears to kind of the local chatter and such, and doesn't believe your local chatter. But anyways, he does acknowledge Ryan, and with you being a noble and such, I'm not gonna have you roll or anything like that. He does believe that you believe that there is somebody here in town that is possibly doesn't like people from Tippleslow, and that you're getting. He definitely would see you complaining to the lords and such.
Okay. So I would like to give him our new address so he knows where to find us for any further messaging between us and the Peacewood Estate.
Okay. Okay, so that would be the Zazarum Merchant Home. Okay.
Yeah.
He's heard of it before, and he's kind of like, that's weird.
We made a friend and we're staying there.
Oh, well, I could have sworn the last time I heard they were, that the 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 current Zazarum trade lord that was here, um, I heard that he died during the whole ordeal that we're currently going through. But I guess maybe that is false. Huh.
Well, we only met him yesterday.
Well, I mean, I guess it's a bit of interesting news. But anyways, all right, I will keep that in mind. Next time that I have to go looking for you. If I don't find you there, like last time, I will probably end up finding you at the keep.
Perfect. Hey, considering
Is this a
that
DM question, or are you talking to Ferdinand?
no, I'm talking to Ferdinand.
Okay.
Considering that, and I point at the smoldering ruin that was our inn room. Can you keep this to just you and the Peace Woods?
Oh, where you're staying? I mean, that seems like a bit of an odd request. Go ahead and roll
Privacy,
me.
though. That's a privacy
Yeah,
request.
We
yeah.
almost had a hit successfully taken out on us.
That's very true, though. All right. Yes, I mean, unless somebody is probably threatening to completely and totally melt my face off, I will, keep this matter private.
That's a reasonable answer. That's all I can expect.
Yeah, he's probably, from what you can tell, he's probably not completely and totally willing to put, the lay down his life to keep this address secret, but he's not going to go around blabbing where you are, like out
Perfect.
in,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine.
But he, as you said, he will relay this to Lord Peacewood, and you know, relay the discretion of location as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't vouch for his lord on how he is. But you probably have a feeling more than likely from your previous dealings that probably very close to the same thing. If his life was very threatened by this, then probably would tell, but probably not going to go around blabbing.
Yeah, that's all I can really expect from anybody, so I'm good with that.
Okay.
Well, everybody's got to look out for number one.
Yeah. Well, haven't built up that much. I mean, you built up a decent repertoire.
Ferdinand will
Maybe,
now die for you.
maybe Lord Peacewood would be a bit higher on that scale,
Mm-hmm.
but not too terribly much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this isn't something you have to convince me over, Esper. I got it. So,
yeah.
I would like to bid Ferdinand adieu, and
gives
we would like to attend to the Frost Maiden.
Okay, removes his hat and such, and gives you a bow, and heads back over to relay your message to the to Lord Peacewood.
Was it Fernando or Ferdinand? No, I don't know.
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand, okay.
I feel like if somebody's name is Fernando, they have to have the Spanish guitar strum.
With long hair, and then he throws his long hair in the air, and then suddenly he turns into a Fabio.
My name is Mermando.
Okay, to the Frost Maiden.
To the Frost Maiden.
All right. Making your way over towards the Frost Maiden. I'm
determined to keep us on track so we actually do something this session. Okay. That's all I want.
As I stated, there seem to be guards kind of, posted about to keep people from entering. And as I previously described to you, you can definitely see Rata, Leowood, and Theoden outside. Each one kind of in different, I guess, stages of shock and such, and handling it differently.
Okay, who do we approach?
Well, okay. Is the Frost Maiden staff behind the line of guards?
Yes.
Okay, then we approach the guards.
Okay. As you approach towards one of the guards, you hear the guard go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on, hold on.
It's cool,
This
man.
is
We just want to.
this is a crime scene, sir."
That is our room.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check.
Sure.
19. Okay. That's interesting. Anyways, before I let you through, first of all, I'll need to know your name, or names, I should say, as he's kind of
Yeah.
motioning to all of you, but he's mostly talking to you since you obviously have
Yeah.
the look of authority.
Yes, my name is Albrecht Muschel, and these are my retainers, Sophia, Emma, and Hans.
Okay. Before I let you in, or past here, um, you know, he he kind of turns towards one of the other guards and motions for them to come over. They come over, and he's like, before before we let you in or anything like that, I have to go check with my superior and make sure that that everything is fine, that you are, that well, he doesn't know who you are, so it's not like he can check who you are and stuff like that. But
Yeah. Is your
he
superior Albrecht Muschel, or I'm sorry, Archmage Grancois?
no, my superior is, good question.
Time for another name generator.
It's Fabio. It's gotta be Fabio.
Let's see here. Let's see here. See here. I'm sorry. My superior is Dism Full Blossom.
Dear God. What?
Okay, Full Blossom. All right.
Dism, DISM.
I'm just gonna say his last name.
Yeah, he's Full Blossom forever. Okay.
I feel so bad for him. He must have been bullied when he was a child.
Okay. Anyways, it takes a while. As that one guard heads over and actually heads inside the Frost Maiden, and it it seems to take a while, and you notice that guard's coming back along with a more decorated guard and such, female human. And she walks up, and she's like, right. So see here. So you are Albrecht Muschel, I take it.
That's correct.
One of the young trade lord that we have here from Tippelslow.
I do love the title of Trade Lord. Thank you so much for calling me that. Yes, that is I.
Well, that's what you are, isn't it? Seems kind of giving you an odd look that you're like,
Hi,
oh, this
everybody in
is
Templeslow just calls me Al.
roll me a persuasion check. She's like, right.
Our master is the jokester here. Pay him no mind.
yeah, she's kind of, you know. Anyways, all right. Well, anyways, I guess the good news is that we can call off the search for your dead bodies.
Yeah, here they are. Unfortunately, still alive.
Anywho, did I
Is
say unfortunately, or I meant to say fortunately, they can call off the search for your dead bodies.
um is the Archmage here? We were hoping to catch him here.
Yes, he is. He's currently leading the uh investigation.
Investigation?
Yeah. N- Due to possible um let's see here, how do I want to phrase this? Due to mm, possible dangerous issues, he's been summoned to lead um this investigation, even though this is technically my jurisdiction.
Um well, given this appears to be a hit on me and my group, um I think I may have information that would prove very useful for the Archmage if you could grant me an audience with him.
Well, I mean, it might be possible. I'm not quite entirely sure if he is, taking an audience while doing this, but I mean, the worst we can do is at least try. Anywho, sorry, by the way. Um, quite rude of myself. I did not introduce myself. I am Captain Dism
Full blossom.
Full Blossom. Yes, I lost track of the name for a
That's
second
okay.
there.
You have to do all these different names.
Listen, it was our fault for not asking. We already knew your name because the guard told us, but that's why we didn't ask. Sorry about that. And again, I'm Albrecht Muschel. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, it's a lot nicer to meet you as a living person than a corpse.
Agreed. So could
There's always
we?
somebody who would say otherwise, like probably the one who set the building alight last night.
I mean, true. But anywho, right. So, I guess we will go ahead and see if we can get a hold of the Archmage then. As she beckons for you to follow, the guard who went to go get her goes back to their post. Um, as I guess you follow her inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say compared to like what you're used to, like Gerald's and Master Carver's attire, hers seems to be a lot nicer, like more well kept. Um, she is, she has currently a shield and a heavy crossbow on her back, and on her hip she seems to have a rapier.
Man, this is a real character you made. Okay.
Yeah, you know, she seems to also compare. Seems to kind of hold herself in kind of a probably due to her position, kind of a like a high stature.
Yeah.
So, probably what you probably consider probably more than likely the captain of what would be the inner keep area. You would assume, like the nobles and all that stuff. As you are led inside the Frost Maiden, you notice Leo Ward and Theoden seem to be shocked. You're assuming just kind of by their looks and stuff. They're assuming that you guys like came in
Dead.
late at
Yeah.
night and were dead. Rata is also shocked, except for Remy, who she looks at and
With disgust.
yeah, a bit of disgust and kind of is you are one step away from just be considered a plague on this land.
Whew.
That is some hatred there.
Well, first of all, he let loose a rat, and then there was the giant illusionary rat ball, and now her building blew up.
Mm-hmm.
She's starting to think that Remy is just a bad omen.
Hey, 2 points don't always make a line.
Well, it's just what she's come to a conclusion about. Not to mention all the other shenanigans and stuff. She's starting to think that everything that possibly could have happened before might have been Remy's fault too, maybe. Like destroying the room and stuff.
She's probably blaming me for shit before we even got into town now.
Yeah.
Probably.
Damn the economy. This must have been that half-dwarf.
Thanks, Remy.
Make Dunreen great again.
No.
build a wall to keep out all the half-dwarfs.
I mean, how many could there possibly be?
Wow.
So anyway, we're being taken to Archmage.
Yeah, you're being taken upstairs eventually, and you get up there to the third floor. As you do, you notice that Captain Full Blossom seems to be, she cautions you and is taking very light steps. As it seems like as you guys get closer to the room, that you notice, like I said, it looks like there's like scorch marks all across the
Yeah, it's
floors.
probably getting a little fragile.
Yeah, the boards and stuff. You notice like lodged into the ceiling above is the door.
Good. That's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, like the door to your room. There's like scorch marks all across the wall, running down the hallway. Some of the doors are like partially burnt and could give way with enough force. Um, Looks like there's probably going to be, to get this back up and running and stuff. There's going to be a lot of work that's going to have to be put into this. Anyways, as yeah, I need everybody who is making their way, everybody who's going to make their way into the room with Archmage Grandqua. I don't know if that's all of you. I don't know if that's part of you guys. I don't know. But everybody who's going to be making their way towards the room, I need an acrobatics check from you.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
Are you going, Remy, or are you just kind of standing at the stairwell?
I think it's best if I stay at the stage.
Gonna help Roux get up.
Yeah,
Well-
I'll pick up Roux, whatever happens to her.
Well, like I said, I got to explain what's going on. So you guys are walking around, the floorboards going, and you're trying to follow the same spots that that Full Blossom took. Unfortunately, Roux, there's just one spot. You're like, I think that's the spot, and you step down, and you hear, and all of a sudden you're sitting there, catching yourself, holding yourself against the wall as one of your legs is just sunk through the floorboards. You're gonna take 3 points of splintery wood damage into your
Ouch.
leg. Is just this force of your foot going through this burnt out floorboard as you're sitting there and you're it's about midway up your thigh
Please
before you
help
catch yourself.
someone.
As you're sitting there and you're like, how do I get up?
So I have a fun story about my youth related to this. One time I was walking and I stepped on a manhole cover, and the cover turned so that it was like vertical, and my leg fell through the manhole, and
Oh my God.
the vertical part went straight for the nads.
Oh my God, that's why I avoid
yeah.
manholes. I don't walk on them.
Yeah, it it happened to me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you just anybody helping you, or are you just getting out on your own, Rue?
Well, I'm
Well,
gonna
Remy,
try and get out.
if you're gonna help her, Remy, you're gonna have to make an acrobatics check because she's a
Okay.
decent ways down there.
I'm gonna help Raine get up.
I will assist Cados in helping Lani.
Okay, so I will. So Raine is going to help herself.
I'm gonna help Rue. I'm gonna help Rue.
I know what you meant. I just wanted the
Tease
I just
me.
wanted yeah. All right. Yeah, it doesn't take much effort to get Rue out of there. Is you guys find your footing and pull her up, and telling her to be a little bit more careful as you guys make your way over there. Eventually making your way inside the room. It is scorched. Um, Looking at it, you can tell that you looked at the outside, you can see, and then you look on the inside. It looks like there was one explosion, and then the second one went off in like the middle of the room after the first one blew off the side of the wall. Um, as you guys are looking, you notice a couple of guards are sitting there. They're shifting debris out of the way. Uh, I would say, yeah, two of them look like the one, you know, same kind of outfit kind of deal where they're kind of in that lighter armor and wielding a couple of daggers, and they have the big pouches and such on them. That
Medics.
Yeah, that you two are used to. Raine hasn't seen these before, as they seem to be helping, and a couple of more regular looking guards are, seem to be trying to pull through the debris and such. As you look up, and like rafters have just fallen down, pieces of the ceiling are collapsed in there, and at the point, these are looking for possible, you know, m- possible were there people in here, were there survive, because at this point they didn't know, so they're kind of still on that search for, you know, your corpses at this point. As you notice that Grand Qua seems to be speaking to like another um guard. As eventually Captain Full Blossom makes her way up to uh Archmage Grand Qua and goes, Archmage Grand Qua, it seems that we can call off the look, the search for the, Tipplesloian, the young trade lord and his vassals, as they seem to have not been here last night when the attack happened. Seems like, other than from the previous reports, what happened before, seems like possibly other than that, they seem to be unscathed by this second attempt. His archmage kind of, seems to be going over his stuff and kind of turns towards you two. Very much with his general kind of cold, logic deducing demeanor. He looks over at you two and goes, Well, I guess we can finally call off the manpower for that.
Yeah, looking for us?
Just a bit.
Okay, so how's the work on tracking that fire attack?
Well, honestly, well, actually, with how he is and stuff, I don't think he'd be so open about it. Roll me a persuasion check. 17. He kind of looks at you. Doesn't, it seems to be kind of hard. He seems to be like, you just kind of just cursory glances and stuff like that. Very hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of looks at you and goes, about as well as to be expected. Anywho, if I remember right, 2 of your servants can cast magic, can they not?
Yeah, how's this? Feel free to check all of us for, I don't know, fireball? You can do that, right?
Fireball. Okay. He looks at you and he goes, I will do that. And I think he'll probably walk over the Raine first.
Yeah, I can't even think of
And
the last time I used magic, so.
yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
wait,
say.
I made rat ball. Oh, no. The jig is up. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
He once again seems to weave the magic and such into his hand and seems to act like as he's turning back uh the clock of time, and seems to look at you, Raine, and be like, interesting. As he continues to go over to Roux and do the same thing. And then, since you kind of, he gives you an odd look.
Me?
No, Ryan.
Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
He seems to be looking at you kind of odd, since you seem to be like, yes, check all of us for magic. And, he's like, interesting.
So he checked me?
Um, yeah, he's going to check you. He just seems very intrigued by your choice of words just seems to be intrigued on your choice of words, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Seems to, once again, like I said, weaving that magic and turning his hands as if he's turning back the hands of time and such. Um, you know, Goes, well, you all 3 seem to be clean, as it is was to say. Doesn't seem like anybody's casted any spells any time near. Well, actually, no, that's not true. With Raine, he like
Hmm.
she seems to be the only one who's casted any spells anywhere near that time frame, but those spells definitely could not do something like that. This. He makes mention of essentially your identify and detect magic that you
Mm-hmm.
Casted
perform.
earlier. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was pretty late. You have a feeling, considering that he's, well, like I said, never mind. No, you don't have a feeling. Sorry. Okay. Anywho,
So, given how we were to be the victims of this attack, I think we might have some useful information for you.
well, I don't know why you guys are being targeted since you've just gotten here.
I
But
think we're
I will
being
humor you.
I think we're being framed.
He seems to look at you very puzzled that you're saying that you're being framed.
And here's why.
Oh no.
I take off my wig and remove any like eye makeup and stuff I have on. I am the one that you think you are looking for, but I've been conflated with someone else, and we've met and we've had a run-in with this person.
So you are revealing yourself to not be this trade lord.
That's correct.
Oh boy.
Mm,
So are you revealing yourself
I'm revealing
as
myself as the person who's on the wanted posters.
okay? That's what I was trying to figure out. If you're revealing yourself as that, or if you had some kind of looking like how you previously. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just trying to remember here. Okay. All right. Uh. Okay. So. Oh boy. I was not expecting you to pull that on me. All right. How would he respond to that? That's $1 million question.
I mean, he has all the info he needs to basically make an educated choice here. Something ain't right.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why I'm having a hard time deciding what he would do because
So, I see a look on your face, and I'm sure you have some questions. I was hoping we could talk about this.
yeah, that's jeez. Please, I don't know why he sprung that on me. Oh god. Yeah. All right. I guess that's what he would end up doing. Yeah. So you telling him that and such, he kind of looks at you and you know, yeah. I guess that's what he would end up saying. So he looks at you and he goes, "I see. Still, yeah, I think that's what he would end up doing."
The person you are looking for is a man clad in black with a hood and a scythe. And I can show you where he attacked our wagon from. And you can have a look at the mark he left.
Yeah. I think the only thing that he would possibly do at this point, it would have to almost at this point be turning hostile towards you guys because
Huh.
you guys are what he's looking for.
Uh,
Yeah.
before he goes after me, can I cast Friends on him?
Well, it wouldn't be just him. The guards all know what they're looking for too, and you just kind of gave this revelation, and there's a decent chunk of guards here too. Um, yeah, I would say that there's a decent amount of guards here. There's, like I said, Archmage Grand Croix. Yeah, I would have to say, mm,
Hesper, I have an idea.
hmm?
I would like to say I really don't want to do the paperwork that Gasket Brook has left for me.
Okay, I don't know how this is relevant to the current situation. Unfortunately, I'm saying this is the DM, not him. Um, yeah,
He's gonna do his like weird robot thing, right?
Oh, you're asking if he. I see what you're trying to do. You were trying to do the. I th- I kind of feel like at this point, due to other circumstances, that does not seem to affect him this time.
Okay.
Probably due to possibly the emotions and other stuff that he's currently dealing with.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm sorry this is taking me a while to process what to do with him. That's the issue. I was definitely not expecting that.
Man,
Anyways,
I wasn't expecting combat out of this.
well, as it currently stands, like I said, I think he's going to turn hostile toward the situation is now considered hostile. Not combat, just hostile.
Do we let ourselves get arrested? I think we
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, we want to show them kind of a. I feel anyway, if we don't fight back, then maybe they should trust us a little more.
Plus, if things keep happening, it'll basically prove that, we're not the ones blowing up the town.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's some like
Anyway.
Death Note shit. Okay.
Anyways,
yeah, I start laying down my weapons, Hesper.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say, he seems to be like, it seems to be probably frustrated at himself that he didn't notice this sooner. And also at the same time, he's like, so you're gonna turn yourself in for your wicked ways, huh? Well, we'll get you to confess to your crimes one way or another.
Now hold on, we didn't do this.
You didn't do. How do we know that you don't have other accomplices and such? We'll get you to spill you know, who you're working for and why you're doing this to our town. motions towards the guards to, basically go, guards arrest them.
Really?
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
I guess I don't. Okay.
We're not anyone though, so.
This is hard because
Well,
I didn't think of this. Like, I have no way of proving that there aren't that I don't have somebody working for me.
I can cast Zone of Truth.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, then there's no need to torture if what we're saying is the truth. So let's make a gesture and be like, hold on. She has a spell that will allow my brother to tell the truth and can't lie.
Let Lani talk for herself.
Okay. Roux?
Yeah, if you are in agreement, we have the tools to prove that we aren't the ones behind all of this nonsense, if you would be willing to grant us the time to explain ourselves.
Right now.
Right now.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I'm gonna grab her shoulder and give her a bardic inspiration and pray that she rolls high.
Okay.
So it's just a straight roll.
No, bardic inspiration is you get to add a d8.
Okay.
It's like guidance.
Am I able to choose to give my inspiration, like my DM inspiration, to her?
I don't think that's
okay. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. 11. Okay. Are you okay? So 17. Yeah, with him being hostile and such like that, he doesn't, he doesn't seem to believe, especially with everything, he doesn't seem to believe your claims.
But you can tell what we cast, the spells we cast. So wouldn't you be able to tell what she casts when she casts it?
Just start casting Zone of Truth, Lani.
So he can murder us right here?
Just cast it on me. I willingly submit to it.
He would be able to sense what we're casting, so go for it.
That doesn't necessarily mean that the guards aren't, and they're all kind of, and they might, then they're probably not,
You didn't actually say you're going to cast Zone of Truth on me.
Yeah, and while she does that, I'm going to try to cast Calm Emotions.
Oh my god.
You're both going to try casting.
No, don't. Stop it.
What?
Please, just say that you're going to cast Zone of Truth on all of us. On our group, not any of his group.
Okay. Go for it.
Well, Zone of Truth doesn't necessarily specifically target specific characters. It's an area.
It's a range. So please, you're talking about, you vaguely beat around the bush. Just say you're going to cast Zone of Truth on me.
I can. So the thing is that I can always suggest to him that he cast it himself, because I'm sure he is able to, or at least has the ability to get someone able to do it. But I can just cast it if you want.
Just do it, because we don't want to move to a different area. We have to do it right here and now.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say then I'm gonna go ahead and cast Zone of Truth on.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cast it on myself.
It's just the area. So
yeah, so it's a 15-foot area around myself.
Okay, so you're actually casting and you didn't say anything?
Oh my god!
I said I did say something. I'm gonna say out loud to the Grand Qua that I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on myself.
Thank you. Okay. Got there.
Okay. With your persuasion check and such. Give me a second here and see what.
We both have that spell.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide. See, that's the thing is, does he believe that that's actually the spell that you're saying? Or are you bluffing
I mean,
it?
he's welcome to walk into my radius and see if he wants to roll against it or not.
Well, see, that's the thing is being he might not know your exact incantation for it, but he would know that you're casting a spell. And
Since
Is
I
there like a
rated it
Fisher?
on,
Is there like a Zone of Truth made by Fisher Price that she can pretend to cast? I don't know.
am I also bound by Zone of Truth since I cast it on myself if I
you,
willingly?
everybody who, if you're willing, then it just happens. Otherwise, they have to roll against your spell save DC, or they can't speak a. Obviously, yeah. See, that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. Hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out if he would, because I kind of have a feeling since he would be suspicious of you and he doesn't trust you, especially now at this point, and was casting a spell. I kind of feel like
Yeah, I don't know what else to do.
You walked in the middle of all his guards, put down their weapons. I don't see why he wouldn't listen.
well, like I said, they have guards that are currently going towards them and that we're going to.
Yeah, but we put down our
Save.
weapons. We're non aggressors. Like we're not.
But they know we're spellcasters.
Yeah, they know that you guys can cast spells.
Yeah, but
That's the thing.
they
You
can
don't.
be easily taken out with all the guards around. So I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that
But I'm surprised an archmage wouldn't be able to tell such a low level enchantment that it's not. Like if he could tell that my dispel magic and identify, he could easily distinguish that from the destructive spell. Wouldn't he be able to at least know that this spell is not destructive? Like an inkling of it, just
he doesn't.
instinctually?
It's not like he has permanent detect magic on all the time, Cados.
Oh, we don't know. I don't know. You never mentioned how he does his magic, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm just saying more than likely, unless he's actually looking for it, he probably doesn't have it on all the time. So
yeah, but
that's
with
why
the
I'm
instant that they came in and did it, he'd have to be like on the insane level of paranoia to think if the wiggle of anybody's hands when they drop their weapons and move in the middle of a highly guarded area that they're just gonna all of a sudden try to kill everybody.
Well, he doesn't know. She could be a suicide bomber.
Right.
He knows I'm a cleric though, right? Like I did raise one of his Peacewood from the dead.
This is a Hesper campaign. Like I don't know what to tell you.
That's why I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what he would do because there's things against both sides. You know. Yeah, I think that's probably what he would end up doing. So it's, I would say, a couple of the guards that weren't going towards you. They have crossbows ready on you guys. I'm gonna say that he doesn't trust your spell, Lani. Is you start running your incantation to start casting your spell, and he lets out a quick incantation of his own, throws forth his magic as you go to produce this zone, your zone of truth, as it goes forth to let forth like a shimmering light. It's like the light all of a sudden just starts getting devoured as he casts a counter spell against your zone of truth.
So is he able to see that it looked like a zone of truth? Because the
He
way he described it, it kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know
And
how counterspell works.
counterspell is essentially if he sees you giving off verbal and somatic and basically casting a spell,
Hmm.
that he can cast his own spell. And I'm trying to describe it right rather than no, you don't cast spell. I'm trying to describe it as a sense of he casted counterspell, and the spell kind of has its own manifestation of how to cancel out the spell. Like you cast fireball, he casts that and the fireball gets snuffed out by water or something like
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of reverses whatever kind of spell is currently being casted.
Okay, so did he see enough of it to determine if it was zone of truth?
Well, let me get done talking and such. That's what I would probably say. He does that and he goes, and the other, the guards that were like prepping and stuff like that weren't going in with irons and such, they have crossbows aimed at you guys. Uh, Remy is a little harder to get because he's all the way at the other end of the hallway. There's no guards currently there, but there's all the guards down in the street, but none of them have been alerted yet. Grand Qual looks at you and you guys and goes, "I wouldn't suggest doing that again."
joke's on you, I also have Zone of Truth, but I'm not going to say that as a character.
Oh my god.
So, joke's on you. I also
Yeah.
he goes, yeah. He
We've been
goes,
nothing but honest and forthcoming to you so far. All we want is a chance to clear our names. And I don't think you're going to give us that without some kind of collateral here. So we're laying down our weapons and trying to put ourselves under zone of truth. Is that okay?
I would prefer it if it was one of our own doing this and not you.
Are you able to summon, was it Grohl who cast it before?
I don't know.
The person with the
Yeah.
hammer. I remember
I know. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, and I'm trying to decide if he would do that or if he would just call, like, well, he seems to be the only clergy that would probably. It would probably more than likely be uh Grohl, more than likely, you
Mhm.
assume. He doesn't give you a name though of which one, but he's just like, I would, you know, I would, you know, basically what you're getting from him and what he's saying and such is that don't try casting another spell.
He's sending for somebody.
Okay. Could we just
If
stay here and not go
Yeah.
to the dungeon? Because you're already investigating the place anyway. You have us surrounded. Go summon that person and bring them here. Kill two birds with one stone.
yeah, I guess he would probably end up doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably he'll go ahead and do that. Uh, uh, oh, sorry, it wasn't Grohl. It was Von Zek. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Uh, I'm just trying to think here. Is that who you call? Or would you call? Yeah, I think that would be the closest, and that'd probably be the only one who's been able to do that because I've made mention that the clergy have been having issues with that and such. And Zone of Truth isn't a wizard spell.
Mhm.
I don't think. Give me a quick second. Of course, yeah, it's a bard, cleric, and paladin spell. And all right, all right. So, right. Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think that's probably what would end up happening because I would say it'd probably be more more of an issue trying to transport you, especially considering where you guys are currently at in this bombed out uh, in room, basically. So that makes movement such difficult. Uh, by the way, what's Remy been doing through all this? By the way,
I ain't moving. I am just waiting.
okay, they're a decent ways away, so you probably haven't heard any of this conversation. I think you might have seen like maybe a couple of flickers of light.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't have I don't have line of sight on them.
No, they're inside the room and at one part. Yeah, you do not see them from where you're at on the stairwell.
You're probably my idea is your view is blocked by like a bunch of guards that are taller than you and in armor.
Well, there's other guards that are currently in the room. Yeah, I would say probably the one thing that you've noticed is that there's probably a guard that's kind of close towards the door watching these three. I don't think that they know that you're there. And you see crossbow drawn, like a heavy crossbow drawn and aimed. That's about all you see at this point. Because they're kind of like back and towards one direction, other part of the room.
Okay, I think because I haven't heard any distinct sounds of combat or anything, so I'm gonna stay where I am, but be ready to charge or run, whatever I need to do.
Okay.
And
You poison yourself.
yeah, and I don't want to hide, but I don't want to be just kind of standing in the center. I just kind of want to be off to the side, just kind of poised to do what I need to do next.
Okay.
How sweet is the alternate timeline where we took squeakers with us? And Bubba just has to watch us fuck up.
Well, at this point, the Squeaker's magic is worn off, and Squeaker's just out in the middle of the street, nowhere, because it only lasts an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And Dunsen's just in there, and now having to deal with Snurby. Let's see here. Yeah. So, anyways, so you're not trying to hide. You're just kind of.
She's ready, limbering up.
Do you have your weapons drawn, or you? What do you, Remy?
Definitely not.
Okay, but you still have your weapons on you.
Yeah, I wound up taking them off.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I said. All right. So, anyways, all right. So I just wanted to make sure what was going on with Remy real quick.
Is he in the range of my awakened mind?
Your awakened mind. I'm trying to remember if
You
your
don't need
awakened
a-
mind. Yeah, I don't know if you had to see people is the issue.
Oh, I think I do.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, and neither one of you have like line of
Yeah,
sight.
I have to see them.
Yeah. So, even then, 60 feet.
30 feet.
Oh, your thing's only 30 feet? I thought it was
Uh-huh.
60. Oh, damn. That's short. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have been in range.
But hey, you ruled it as not a spell. It's just a thing I do. So that
Yeah,
was
no,
worth a shot.
yeah, I know it's not. Yeah, it's not it's not a spell. It's an ability.
Hmm.
Uh, anyways, it's like magic-like, but it's not actual
Hmm.
magic. And even if it was magic, it doesn't require verbal or somatic components or
Hmm.
material or anything. So you couldn't even tell that you were doing it in the first place.
Well, I'd have to
Anyways,
turn my head towards him, I think, but
yeah, but other than looking at him, he
yeah.
not like he can tell what's going on. Uh, anyways, all right. So, anyways, like I was saying, I think that's definitely what would end up happening. Is that would end up happening? Uh, yeah. So, yeah. All right. So Archmage Grand Croix at that point is just kind of signaling for the guards to you know put you in irons. Um, like I said, I think at this point with the way that you guys are talking and stuff like that and everything, you guys aren't going to be moved to the dungeon or anything like that. They'll probably conduct it here.
Sounds good.
But he's going to have to send a message off to take care of that. So
Hmm.
good old another spell slot used on that. Yay. Um, as
Wasting his time.
wasting his spells.
That's what I like to hear.
Anyways, is he? As he does, you guys are essentially put in irons and essentially forced down onto your knees.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Yeah.
They put a ball
Uh,
gag on us or anything?
no, I was rolling for the one that's kind of in the hallway, kind of looking at you. Seems kind of like once they have you down and stuff, seems to relax a little bit and takes a look around, looks down the hallway, notices Remy down the end of the hallway, and turns and pivots towards you, and he goes, turns and pivots towards you. Uh, yeah, because I think because she probably wasn't paying attention that you didn't go in there. That Full Blossom didn't notice that you went in there. Uh, so this one guard, with the heavy crossbow, turns towards you, notices you, Remy, and he starts yelling down the hallway. He's like, uh, he turns towards you. His crossbow's brought back up, aimed at you, and you hear him like yelling, um, th- uh, throw down your weapons and get on the ground.
um, sirs, if you don't mind, can I please tell them we're cool?
Well, like I said, this one guard's yelling that. Another one kind of gets over there. There's a whole bunch of yelling at him right now.
Okay.
Uh, Remy, what are you gonna do? These guys look, just from the looks of it, look like they will. If you do not do what they say quickly, they will probably shoot you.
All right,
Okay.
Barbarian.
My instinct is to go in there swinging, but I know since I haven't heard any combat or anything, because at least they would yell out to me if they were in trouble or I needed to run or something.
Hmm.
So I think Remy would put down his weapons and trust that the rest of them know what they're doing and lay down.
Okay. As you do that, the two guards that are there at the gate, at that area. Let's see here. Okay, good. They rolled good on their acrobatics. Making their way over towards where you're at, Remy. Irons in hand. They will be putting you in irons as well, and forcing you over across the way. Because of them, you don't need to roll a acrobatics check. Due to your height and stuff like that, actually, they probably hoist you up off the ground as you're sitting there and your legs are just dangling in the air.
Hey, that's just rude.
They do not seem to be paying you a mind about that, as they bring you into the room with your other siblings and force you down like like your siblings are, down on your knees and hands behind your back. Meanwhile,
Oh,
while all that
it's good old Remy's in timeout again.
while all that was going on, I would say that probably Archmage Grandquaw gave off his message. Probably walked away from you guys and spoke kind of quietly.
Starts smoking cigarettes. Just like, I can't believe this.
Actually, yeah. Seems the pull out.
It's still
after
morning.
seems to pull out after you guys gave him this revelation. Seems to pull out like some kind of pipe.
I was gonna
seems
say,
to-
does he pull out death sticks?
what sticks?
Death
Oh,
sticks.
No, does not pull out death sticks.
Those are canon.
Yeah, I know they are. Pulls out a pipe and seems to, snap his fingers as a fire ignites on the end of his finger and lights the pipe and
Mhm.
puts it out, and seems to be puffing very vigorously and furiously on this pipe. And it takes a good while. I want to say it probably takes about 40 minutes or so before eventually it's taking a while. Let's see here. Oh yeah, he's fine. Before after a while, with a couple of guard escorts, eventually, um, this grand judge Bonzak, the visage of him comes through the doorway, and him and Grandpa seem to talk hushed tones, kind of away from you guys. I don't think anybody has the observant feat, so it's not like you guys can like read lips or anything like that. Um, they talk for seem to talk for a little bit before making an approach on you. Uh, and then uh, eventually, Grand Judge, Bonzak, you watch him as he gives off an incantation, and and uh, as opposed to before when he was in that audience chamber when you first appeared, much more lightly due to the structural integrity of the flooring here, much more gently ends up tapping the hammer
Tapping
on the
around.
floor. Yeah, tapping the hammer rather than kind of more of a like a as he finishes the incantation, and will cast Zone of Truth on the four of you.
I submit.
Okay.
I submit.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Okay. Huh? What'd you say, Feugy?
Yep, me too.
Okay. All right. He does forth his spell and looks towards Grand Claw and kind of with a look like, okay, they're all yours. And Grand Claw looks towards you, and because there's absolutely no way for them to absolutely know for sure that because the spell doesn't tell you if they succeed or not.
Mhm.
Looks towards you and goes, "All right, so what are you doing here in Dunreen? Why did you come here in the first place?"
Is he asking me?
It's asking all of you.
Uh, we we are siblings. We are of the Desborough house of Feldnitz. Um, we were here to figure out why trade has stopped between Dunreen and Feldnitz. That's all we are here to do. We got uh once we're here, we were more or less enraptured by your hospitality here and we want to help your town. But we've had to go through several underhanded methods to do so because we've been thwarted at every way to help you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Trying to think here. What other? All right. So, why were you guys skulking about and leaping from rooftops and causing all sorts of havoc in our town?
The guards were very hostile towards us, so we had to continue our own investigation, and we tried to do it without causing trouble, but trouble seemed to follow us whenever we went.
Uh, I I think he's referring to me, sister.
Oh, yeah.
The first night that we arrived, I was seen loitering, and in our hometown of Feldnitz, I know the roads fairly well, and I'm able to just slip into the shadows and disappear. Um, I'm not used to snow, and that's how the guards were able to follow me. And well, one thing led to another, and I believe I casted a darkness spell on one of my shurikens and attempted to escape by leaping rooftop to rooftop. And when that failed me, I casted a friendship spell. The runner of the Snow Tier Inn.
Okay. Uh.
I made a mistake, and I own up to that.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see here. Trying to think here what other questions he would ask you because I'm pretty sure he has a million and one different questions.
Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I sprung. Apparently, I sprung this on you. I was planning this. I was going to do it a little bit differently at first, but
Yeah.
maybe I didn't want to use my spell slots.
Yeah. All right. So I guess the next. Yeah, I guess that would be the next thing. Okay, so why did you involve our citizens in your, in your supposed, you know, at this point, since I have not been completely and totally, have found you innocent at this, completely innocent at this point. Why have you, included our citizens in your plotting?
I don't understand the conversation. We have to talk to people in order to figure out what's going on with the town.
Truthfully, I don't understand the direction you're taking this question.
Well, as I've stated, we have many people who have become, I guess, how should we say, acquainted with you, and
And I
wondering.
hear you have them all locked up.
Anyways, that's not the question. The question is, you know, you know, why are you involving our citizens with your plots?
We told you our family usually trades with this town, so we needed to talk to people to find a lead to what we were told to investigate. So that would involve interacting with citizens in this town. Unfortunately, due to the mix-up, they were now charged as criminals and arrested, unfortunately, and that was not planned. That was not intentional. That was not our intention.
If you're asking why we didn't come straight to you, we tried that. We've been detained by your guards numerous times, and we've never been able to receive an audience with anyone in the keep until we, put on these costumes and changed our names. I don't know if it's something that your town has against Feldnitz, but we tried going through the right way, and all we had left to do was to go through the citizenry of Dunreen. We spoke with the Undertaker first, and he directed us to a man named Fizzlespark, and he said he was working on a vaccine, and he asked us to keep a list of ingredients very quiet. Put me he put some device around my arm, and it was a whole thing. So we had to be very hush-hush and quiet about basically finding this list of ingredients, and apparently that was nothing because the plague of Dunreen seems to be a magical curse. And I think we were onto who caused it, but we are here.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Trying to think here. What other questions? Yeah, that takes. Right. Yeah. So who's this other person that you're trying to throw accusations at? Who are they? What's their name? How do you know them?
As far as I know, we don't have a name for this person, but
Besides the actual Shadow Menace.
So we were in one of the farmsteads outside of town, and we saw several people clad in robes,
Red robes.
red robes, and a pile of corpses. So, if this is starting to sound familiar, this is the building that was set on fire with a smokestack a few days ago. My siblings saw that these men in robes turned into some kind of gorilla-like creature, to their description, and one of them took off, and I chased after that one, apprehended him, and I'll get back to that. My siblings then saw a man clad in black, wielding a scythe, who appeared and disappeared when he was done out of a portal, and had a penchant for slinging fireballs. Now the man I apprehended, we brought him back to the wagon, which, as you know, blew up yesterday or day before. I don't remember.
It was the day before, yeah. It was
Yeah.
Yesterday, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. And we asked him a bunch of questions, but didn't really get anything useful. Now, we have seen evidence that this same person wielding the scythe has been following us throughout the town and trying to assassinate us because we've seen him, I assume. He attacked our wagon, and he attacked our in-room here because these are places that he knew we were or knew where we would be.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, if I like quote unquote lie here, like these are just things that I don't remember accurately. So
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
So far everything's lining up with my notes and stuff. Okay. Okay. So this person that you're unnamed person that you're saying is what we should be calling the Shadow Menace and not you. What does he want? What masters does he work for?
So when I spoke with the underling that we captured, he mentioned some stuff about demons and devils, and furthermore, when we rescued Lady Peacewood from her curse, remember that? We followed up with her, and I was able to use an eldritch ability to peer into her mind and see that she was witness to some kind of teamwork of demons and devils. I know this is kind of vague, but I've basically just only seen it in like dreamlike circumstances.
All right. Let's see. Who else is in league with this? Which you're claiming is the actual Shadow Menace?
So we came into possession of a magic item that's not on our persons currently, but
Wrong.
There-
It's actually on
Oh, is it?
Raine. Yeah, it's on Raine.
I thought we left it at the home. Okay.
Nope.
Raine is carrying a magical mirror through which we can see the, I guess, intentions, thoughts, desires maybe of
Someone's name.
a person of whom we speak the name of. And we've had suspicions about Gasketbrook. Does anything happen?
Not so far.
And so when we spoke his name to the mirror, we saw a vision of Gasketbrook disheveled and in some kind of entrapment. So that leads us to believe that the person I've met is some kind of double or body snatcher. An illusionist. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm choosing my words very carefully here because I don't want to be like, Gasketbrook is this and trigger something, you know?
Right. I appreciate your careful words.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to also say somewhere in between and stuff. Bunzek had to probably cast another. Essentially.
Yeah, I guess they
Yeah.
overlap a little bit, and we were under like 2 Zone of Truth and then 1 again as he does this.
Yeah, he's having to overlap it a couple of times just because it's 10-minute durations each time. So trying to keep you guys under the effect as much as possible. Let's see. Is there anything else you're not telling us?
I'm thinking.
I went to go get water. Did we mention Schnurby?
We have not. I mean, okay. Table talk.
Okay.
There's the stuff we did underground.
Yeah.
There's Snurby, which I don't know how important that is here. There's the various like minor crimes. We pickpocketed a guy and it kind of led to him committing suicide.
Yeah, that was sad. We try to break into things to find those ingredients.
Yeah.
That's what I think he means by minor crimes.
Yeah, just petty crimes. That are relevant to the investigation. I mean,
well, remember his words were, is there anything you're not telling me?
Yeah.
That could range from like that to I don't want to tell you I didn't have breakfast today.
Yeah. So the answer to your question is yes, but I'm an open book.
I'm willing to.
Do you have a more direct question?
Yeah, because if it's relevant to the investigation, we're more than welcome to share it, but we don't want to waste your time and blab away all unnecessary information. Is it a crime to have a kobold in our group?
Are you asking this, or is this like more group talk?
A group talk. Like, are they banned from the surface? Is my question.
Hesper's kind of told us that kobolds are kill on sight up here.
Are they?
I don't know if they're like banned. They're just like really hated.
Also, if you tell them about it and they decide to check out the hideout, remember Bubba's or Dunsen's got the thing alarmed and his mind is not there, so he'll
Oh
freak him
yeah.
out.
At no
Dunsen's
point did we
mind is
mention
back.
Dunsen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
I was gonna say, Dunsen, you're back to normal because definitely an hour's passed
Oh, okay, I
at
wasn't
this
sure how
point.
much.
Beast sense only lasts an hour.
Well, yeah, I didn't know how much time has gone past since you guys have been doing this.
Oh yeah, definitely more than an hour has gone by at this point.
Did I learn anything outside of Squeakers was tempted by food?
Like I said, eventually he got to where you wanted him to be, and he didn't see anything.
I'm happy. But still, it's alarmed up, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say there was another one. It's probably going to be the last question that he asked because there was another one with you. One of our own. Uh, used to be part of the guard. Um, the one known as Dunsen Snow. Uh, where is he currently, and how is he? Is he wrapped up in any of this?
Phew. Okay, so Dunsen seemed to find us on his own after playing some pranks, including throwing snowballs at us from rooftops and things like that.
I was ordered to follow, not on my own. I was ordered to follow you guys.
Okay. So I back up. Dunsen was ordered to follow us, and throughout his stay in our company, we befriended him, and he's been the most helpful person in this town for uh, freeing the people of Dunreen from this curse and getting trade moving again. And the last place I saw him was the Zazura Merchant Home.
Okay.
Well, doesn't this Archmage, he already knows that I was ordered to be underneath him because he took the commander under custody that I was under. So he's already aware of my involvement. He has him detained.
No, you got to remember here, the one who sent you the letter, and it wasn't an order. He had suspicions about the group. It's the guy. Remember, Bubba? It's the guy who Aster pushed in the river.
I got that when I had done that session when Dunsen was going out and looking at things. The guy that we were in charge is in the dungeon cells and not being let out.
His commander, yes, Gerald's in the dungeon, yes, but Gerald wasn't the one who gave you. Didn't weren't given a command. You were asked by a close acquaintance. I forgot his name because he actually sent you a letter.
Mhm.
Sigmund. Sigmund had suspicions, and he was asking if you would, essentially, without anything else better to do, would you please go and kind of.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking
Mhm.
about when we went in and I told the guard that is in the dungeon that I would take full responsibility for this group and I would vouch for them. And we agreed that if anything happened to them, it'd be pretty much my neck on the line. And that guy you told me is in the dungeon.
No, that guy's not in the dungeon. You told that to Master Carver. Master Carver's not currently in the dungeon,
Okay.
as far as
Uh,
you know, anyways.
I was under the impression during our thing like he was gone in the dungeon. But okay.
No, you didn't make any kind of promise or anything like that to Gerald. That was Master Carpet. That was the big old giant Goliath guy.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, whatever. Continue.
Damn, Hesper got notes.
Anyways. All right.
Now,
Where were we?
I do want to get in front of this and be clear here. Dunsen isn't exactly hiding there, but I don't know if you send for him. I'm sure he'll come.
Okay.
We didn't intend for this situation to happen, so he kind of split up with us to try to do some reconnaissance by the keep to figure out what the fake what was the other guy's name?
Gasketbrook?
Gasketbrook was doing.
All right. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, and I do have like some agency. Like I don't just sit here like answering questions like a robot, right? I have some agency. I'm going to say earlier you said you couldn't prove if I had anyone working under me. And I can say now under Zone of Truth, I do not. I just want to make that clear.
Okay. Well, I don't think he has any more questions for you. Let's see here. I know you talked, Raine talked. I don't remember hearing Feugy or Lani talking at all during the interrogation.
Yeah, it's just
I haven't said anything.
yeah. I was the best person to ask for some of those questions. So
Yeah, because their memory is kind of questionable.
All right.
Remy knows when to keep his mouth shut sometimes.
Okay. So, unfortunately, the best I can offer you is advantage because it wasn't a full group.
Can I give him a bardic inspiration?
I have
Oh, you have your own inspiration.
Yeah.
I have you. Wait, you have your own inspiration?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got that DM inspiration thing.
That's right.
Where it's a reroll.
That's right.
Okay, so Aster, since you did most of the talking, I'll need this from you. It'll be at advantage. I need a persuasion check from you.
Woo! You got this. Sending you all the good vibes. Blowing on your die.
Okay, so what's the rule with inspiration if I'm already at advantage? I just want to be clear.
That inspiration thing allows you to re-roll one of the die.
Okay, got it. And I decide that before I hear the result, but after I roll my score.
After you make the roll, but before I declare the results, yes.
Okay. Ooh. I know he didn't like a 17. If I'm going to use it, I think there's a time. I'm going to spend inspiration to roll one more die.
All right, roll and just put it on normal and roll the persuasion, and we'll take the 18 versus that.
Okay, I like that.
20? Okay. All right. As, you sit there and, weaving your defense and such, as you go through talking and occasionally helped out by Raine, you kind of feel as if as you're talking, both men are Archmage Grancois and Grand Judge Bodzak Ragni seem, from what you can tell, without giving it more of a look and such, uh, seem to, from what you can tell, yeah, I'd say probably readable, seem to be believing what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After they get done, Archmage Grand Quad, essentially tells you, "All right, I have no more questions for you at this moment." Seems to step away and seems to have a deliberation with Grand Mage Bonzak Ragni.
I have one more thing to say. Just not necessarily under Zone of Truth, but just as hopefully a friend. I apologize for lying about my identity, and unfortunately, that means that supplies aren't coming. My
That's
deepest
true.
apologies.
Ooh, that's true. Forgot about that. Right. So they seem to go into deliberation for a while. It seems like time just kind of drags on.
Yeah.
Um, but in actuality, it's probably about a good 15 minutes or so. But for
Mm-hmm.
you, it feels like hours.
Oh yeah, I bet.
All four of you, it seems like hours.
Yeah, it's like we're playing D&D.
Jeez, just stabbed me real good right there, why don't you? Anyways, after a while, both men seem to, you know, turn towards you and start walking towards you. All right, after much deliberation and with everything that we've seen, it seems like you are not the culprits that we are after, believing to be the cause for the downfall of of our fair city.
Thank you.
Ryan, I'd like to thank you for putting us in this mess. It all worked out.
I always knew it would.
Uh, yeah. But if what you say is true about Gasket Brook, this could be a major issue.
Yeah, major breach in the whole nobles and such. And he's kind of seems like he's the puppeteer right now with you guys.
Sister, you want to hand him the mirror and have him do what he will with it?
Sure. It will break eventually, so.
All right. Okay, so I guess you'll go ahead and take the mirror from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, you can feel free to take a look at it and stuff. As we said, you speak the word or speak the name of the person in question, and you more or less get a sense of what they're up to.
Yeah, you have to imagine them in your head as you're speaking their name. You have to know how they look like.
Well, I'll definitely keep that in mind. I don't think I'll be using this quite yet. He kind of looks it over and notices it's fairly well cracked. Like I said, we're talking about halfway cracked.
The crack widens the more you use it, so there's probably not much time left.
Well, anywho,
I
the
have
current.
two more things that are a matter of import to me, Archmage. One, I want to see our acquaintances released. And two, I want to show you the mark that the true Shadow Menace has left behind.
Well, like I said, if what you said is true, which at this point, he kind of seems to believe what you said is true, then it seems like we have more pressing matters at the keep. Now the question is, do we go and get your friend, or do we just go to the keep? I feel like time is of the essence.
You mean Dunsen?
That's who he's talking about.
Well, if you trust me, you know what I'm able to do. I can cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I can just go get him.
I'm trying to think here. So, would you be going to get him on your own, or would it be the group going to go get him?
I think he'd be moved faster if he was by himself.
I work alone.
And then we
Fine.
can meet up at the keep.
I can always have him meet us here. I can cast sending as well, if you prefer.
Well, if anything, it'd be quicker to meet at the keep than to meet here. Obviously,
Do you want me to tell him to meet at the keep?
if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I feel like it might save us all a little bit of time. So.
All right, 25 words, Lani. What do you say?
Okay. Hi, Dunsen. Please meet us at the keep. The Grand Qua is expecting us. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, just making
Non-hostile.
sure.
Non-hostile.
Yeah, please, like smiley face,
please.
something.
Oh yeah. Can he hear like my tone of voice when I send a message?
Yeah, it's exactly how you say it.
Okay, so yeah, it's I'm not gonna be like panicking or rush or anything.
Yeah, please try to sound like you don't have a gun pointed at your head this time, Lani.
Yeah, no worries. Everything's fine. Kind of. It's fine.
Okay.
Ditch the disguise? I don't know.
Do I what?
Okay.
No, tell Dunsen he can lose the disguise. I don't know.
Oh. That's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, you get that whole entire section of the message of, that it's, and you recognize it, Dunsen, that it's Roux's voice coming to you saying, what Roux said. You can reply, Bubba. 25 words. Do you reply?
Okay.
Okay. That's all you say? Okay.
No, can we please just change it to K?
I'm not dragging.
Yeah.
I'm not dragging it out. I'm not giving it the opportunity to be drug out. So I'm just saying okay.
All right, Lani, you received a letter K.
And on that, I gotta go to bed. So.
Oh, okay.
Bubba.
Okay. All right.
God, this is tense. I need to get up and stretch.
All right. So with the message received of Dunsen, honestly, to tell you the truth, knowing Critical Role and stuff, Lani, and how you watch it and stuff, I'm surprised you didn't do like the jester, like do and.
I almost did a jester voice.
I know. Hi, this is Jester. Are you pooping? Anyways, just letting you know, you need to come to the keep. We're not in danger.
Everything's fine.
Bye. Or you just ramble off and you're like 60
run out of words.
Yeah, run out of words.
Every time we make Lani talk in character, she always sounds like she's a gun pointed at her head. I think that's just Roux's personality.
No,
At
that's
this
just
point.
me.
All right. So, making your way over to the Dunreen Keep. Eventually getting there, you notice, not telling him to take off his disguise, Dunsen dressed up as Nadal's Zazarum. Everyone seems to be confused. Is you know, looking around and such.
Well, I mean, the newspaper hasn't exactly been published today saying that Dunsen is cool now. So maybe it's for the best.
That's true.
But it's still weird that this rando is in the keep, yeah.
Yeah, the rando is still standing outside the keep and such. As you guys convene, Grand Claw's kind of looking around and just like, also the guards are like, they walk up to Nadal, Dunsen in his disguise, and go, "I'm sorry, sir, but we have some important, this is a couple of guards, we have some important business that we need to take care of the keep. It'd be best if you leave and go back where you came from. Um, uh, sound, things could get out of hand. Please evacuate the area, sir. Uh, you guys doing anything while these guards are kind of?
He's with us.
They kind of look at you and just like, "Mm, that doesn't look like a a native of Dunreen."
Is the Archmage with us currently?
Yeah, he is.
That's Dunsen.
He kind of like looks at him, just kind of like, kind of seems to understand, but also at the same time, he's just kind of like, this is annoying because now this is slowing us down and such. Seems to make motion that to the guards, it's okay, don't worry about anything, let's go.
I have a question off, like, on the table, like, part of this, it's a DM question. We have an issue, though, because that other guy tends to, like, mess with their memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We should have brought that up.
Yeah, hey, you wanna try to convince, look, I know the way to fix it, Grand Qua, but I didn't want to stress out finding a way to sneak in. Hey, let us kill you and revive you real quick. I didn't feel like having that would really help us in any way.
That's something we forgot to say, is that the girl that we revived, her spell was broken, but then she was caught in a curse where she was kind of tormented for a while. So we need to think things through before we what's the word I'm thinking of? Approach the fake Basketbrook. We have to think of a plan because he messes with your memories.
Are you saying, is this table talk, or are you saying this in character?
I'm saying this in character.
Okay. Unfortunately, from your talking, it seems like at this point, Grand Qua kind of has like his game face on. He's not paying attention to you.
Oh, okay.
He is focused on doing what he needs to do.
Okay.
Hey, Archmage Grand Qua, listen to me. Is he looking at me?
No, he is not. The guards are continuing forth. You guys have gone into the keep. and are pushing forward to the tower that leads up to Gasket Brook's chamber.
Okay. Please, 1 second. We have to stop.
He gives you a quick glance and he says, "If our town is in danger, as you said, from this menace, then there is no time to stop. We
There-
must continue forward."
He has a spell on you. He has a spell on everyone in the keep.
Then I will break it.
I don't think you can of your own will. We know how to fix it because we fixed it for Lady Peacewood.
He seems to be continuing forth, very determined. It doesn't seem like anything that you're saying is causing him to sway his resolve.
Gasket Brook is controlling your mind.
If you try to face him head on, he's gonna.
I'm trying to trigger the Gasket Brook response.
Yeah.
It's not triggering.
Oh. Maybe because he has a strong will?
Maybe he's like one of the only people that's not under compulsion.
No, but he was under compulsion
No, he
earlier.
is. He is.
Let's let it play out and see what happens.
Oh no. Hesper, I get in front of him.
Yeah. He looks at you and he's like, "We do not have time for this. Out of the way. We must take care of this menace as soon as possible. There is no time to waste. We've wasted enough time. We have lost enough life."
I understand you're very confident in your abilities, but I've seen it take hold of you. He is able to control your mind. He will turn you against us and kill us all.
And as I have told you, I will break him.
Okay, guys, what do we do?
I would step back and see what happens. I mean,
Can always cast greater restoration on him if we need to.
Do you have diamond dust on you?
No, I don't. Never mind. I also have remove curse.
Oh.
And that one does not require any components.
well, for all we know, maybe he's not in his office. Let's cross our
Okay,
fingers.
there's... Do you mind if I quarterback this?
Go.
We have a limited amount of time. Raine, you have detect magic, right?
Yes.
Earlier when you cast it, something on Grand Croix glowed. Blue.
Briefly,
Something.
but I couldn't pinpoint.
Cast it again.
Okay, I'm casting Detect Magic specifically at him as he's walking towards the door.
Okay. I need you to roll me a... Yeah, I need you to roll me a charisma check. So just charisma straight. Yeah, you go to cast Detect Magic, and you try as hard as you can to see if you can once again pinpoint that same point of necrotic or not, necromantic energy that you sensed before, and you just don't be able to, you don't seem to be able to sense it. You don't sense it on him. You don't sense it on Grand Judge Bonzak, who, by the way, it seems to be keeping pace, but he seems a little bit more worried than Archmage Grandcois is. Archmage Grandcois seems to be going very, very headstrong into this.
Lani, try remove curse.
I have to touch him. Just a heads up.
Well, for what I
on
do
his
next,
sleeve.
I'll have to touch him.
Okay.
So this is what we're doing.
Okay, I'm gonna try and remove curse on him. I'm gonna go up and grab him and like make a move. Like I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna grab his arm. I'm gonna cast remove curse.
Okay. All right. So as you walk up to him, chanting this does have vocal. As you chant your incantation quietly. Like I said, he's not paying attention. The guards seem to be kind of in their own mindset of, I guess, keeping themselves like mentally prepared for a task at hand.
Mm-hmm.
As you reach forward towards Grand Qua and reach him, as you grab a hold of him and you send your magic into him. It does. Let's see here because I'm trying to remember. No, that was Raine and she casted Dispel Magic last time. You do this and you release the spell into him, but you do not feel the magic taking hold. As if it's not him that's cursed. Maybe it might be the object.
So that's where I come in. I'm going to.
If
What?
he's magic item, curse remains. So is he not under a curse? The item would not be. He's not considered under a curse. Only the item is, and he's only suffering from the effects of the curse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's where I come in, friends. I am going to. Okay, Hesper, I'm going to attempt to steal this man's jewelry one by one. How do you want me to go about this?
Let's see here.
Telling you my intention. I'm stealing this guy's jewelry.
Is he wearing a lot of jewelry though?
No,
He's wearing
not
something.
really.
He's got something.
Does he have a staff?
Yes, he does have a staff.
Huh.
I think you should pretend to try to trip on that staff so he lets go of it.
So, I don't know if you want me to roll like a perception on him or something, but the implication I'm getting is he's not wearing any rings, no necklaces, no bracelets.
Yeah, looking at him, the only thing that he really has is, that you can tell is his clothing that's exposed, is his clothing, his staff, and a spellbook.
We asked where he got this spell. Oh, he won't even answer our questions. He's like dead set on getting to that room.
Yeah, I would say at this point, you guys are currently going up the stairs in the tower. You guys are probably at the lowest level of this tower.
Hesper, can I roll investigation to frisk him?
stealthily.
And pretend you play it off as you tripped on the stairs.
I don't think I'm playing it off. I don't. We're fucking casting remove curse on him. He's not budging. I think he's already under some kind of thrall, honestly.
All right. Well, I guess you can roll an investigation check if that's what you're wanting to do.
Okay.
13. Yeah, you kind of go and you grab a hold of him. You're trying to feel around and or stop him or something like that. And every time that you do, he seems to get more aggravated with you.
Kuchiku.
And
Okay.
and he's just like
Bro,
he
stop.
basically he's like, why do you impede me? We need to stop this evil now. Stop, stop getting in my way. If you're going, if you're going to help, then help and stop getting in my way. Otherwise, just leave.
I gotta think about what to do.
Do you want me to try detect magic on the other guy again since he's falling behind?
Well, like I said, your detect magic isn't really like specifically on a person. It just kind of,
Yeah, and you weren't able to see anything from.
Okay.
yeah, just looking around, you weren't able to see anything on either of them.
Should we, as we're walking, shouldn't we mention like we saw him go underground? Shouldn't we look there versus directly at his office?
Who's the man who's with us? The cleric guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head.
Bonzek, Ragni.
Okay. Since it seems like we have more of a case with him, could I, Bonzek, could you stay back? I think things won't go according to plan here, and we're going to need someone who's on our side.
Well, I
You
mean,
see how desperate we are here.
all right, I'll stay at the base of the tower.
Thank you. Actually, there's something you can do for us. Could you go get diamonds and diamond dust?
We can pay you, of course.
We will pay you.
I can see what we can do.
Thank you.
And he seems to head back down the stairs.
Okay.
Okay. As you guys are probably about halfway from, halfway up to the point of being at Gasket Brooks' office.
Okay. I think we just follow behind Archmage. Does anyone have any other ideas?
I'm just gonna be like looking at their facial expressions to see if there's any change from determination to start shifting to
some kind of like
blank,
like a fugue
blank
state.
affect.
Yeah.
It's very stoic, very stern.
Yeah, I don't like that. Okay.
As they continue to make their way upstairs with you guys. Once they reach the top, just outside the door, with a moment of pause until eventually Archmage Grand Croix seems to signal to a couple of the guards who didn't notice at first, but seemed to be carrying a portable ram
Mm-hmm.
and signals to both of the guards. And as they heave back and throw forward, oh yeah, they crash the battering ram through the door, and you watch the door you watch just when you watch the door go and fall into the chamber. As you do, you watch as you look in, pages of the books flipping, papers fluttering through the room, due to just the sheer force that was given behind this. As Archmage Grand Claw and the uh, yeah, I'm gonna say there's probably a dozen or so, give or take, guards with him as they enter the room, and you notice sitting behind the desk, very calmly, seems to be Gasket Brook.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch him, and Gasket Brook kind of looks up and such, and goes, this is very rude. I don't have an appointment with you. You need to fill out the proper paperwork and such. To, you know, take care of matters that you're looking to take care of here. And you notice Archmage Grand Claw is essentially not having any of this. He seems to be
Oh.
very focused and such at this point, and he seems to be very driven at this point by emotion rather than logic. And
Unga bunga. Me kill.
uh, is he, looks towards Gasket Brook and goes, essentially, um, y- Gasket Brook, surrender yourself. Uh, we have those who testify against you of not being who you are, being a deceiver, and being a traitor to the city of Dunreen. You'll come with us for further questioning without any uh, without any without any resistance. If you resist against us, we will have no choice but to kill you. And you watch, the small gnome kind of slowly push away from his chair, get up, and seems to just be walking around the room and slowly, just kind of slowly clapping. And you hear his voice going, "Ah, yes, so I see that you managed to finally see, um, finally see things as they are. Though, at the same time, you know what they say about tools that no longer work for you." And he's saying this, and you look at him, his eyes just kind of go from like a normal look to just like pure orbs of black.
Ew.
And you watch him kind of start lifting slowly off the ground. The guards and such, seem to be getting, you know, seem to be drawing weapons, uh, loading, getting crossbows aimed at him, Grand Croix seems to be getting ready for whatever spells or whatever this imposter could possibly cast. And he goes, and personally, broken tools have no use for me. And if you know this, well, I have a feeling that the others wouldn't be too far behind knowing. So I think it might be better if we just got rid of the whole lot of you.
No.
And you watch him snap his fingers. And he snaps his fingers. You watch the 12 guards and Archmage Grand Croix all of a sudden seize up, just grasping their chest, gasping for air. And you watch as just like black bellowing smoke starts coming out of the corner of their mouths and such. And eventually you watch as they uh you know uh fall to the ground one by one. uh the look of terror in their eyes, and blood seems to be leaking from just about every orifice that you can see. That just the terror of their eyes and such as they collapse one right after another. um the this tiny creature that looks like Gasket Brook hovering in the air before you, looks down at the four of you. Well, it seems like I didn't quite have you enthralled in my grasp, but no matter. Without your own methods of being aided, without being able to find your own methods of aid, there won't be anything that you can do. You won't be able to stop me from releasing my master into this world. Oh, it'll be a glorious time. The humans screaming, running in terror, nothing more than livestock for us. Oh, how I look forward to that. I'll leave you to wallow in your own pity.
Can't let him escape.
Count your days and until you know you know count the minutes left of the time that you have left in this mortal world. So he seems to once again snap his fingers and he starts to teleport, disappearing right in front of your eyes.
Oh, so he's fucking gone.
He's disappearing currently at this point. I'm seeing if
Dash over and grab that motherfucker.
considering how high up he is in the air and such, you would not be able to grab him.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it's basically.
How far away is he?
He's probably about a good 40 feet or so.
How high in the air is he?
Or 30 feet, sorry, not 40. This, it's like when you enter this, it's like a really tall, like tower library. And you guys are like on the ground floor, so you kind of just started flying upwards.
Okay, I shadow step up to him and grab onto him. And
I think I'm throwing my kunai at him.
I'm going to turn towards Roux and say, catch up with the cleric, revive Grand Croix.
Okay. All right. So you're going to shadow step and try to grab a hold here?
Yep.
I'm trying to think, because there's no shadows near him.
He's kind of a big shadow. Okay, I'll just throw the kunai. I'll throw the kunai. I get it. He's like in midair. I know.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to think. There's not really like any shadows near him, but except for probably on. Let's see here. If each one's about 10, so
He
10.
doesn't have his own shadow?
If
He,
you're floating in midair, your shadow's not attached to you.
yeah, it's down on
Um,
the ground. It's not like there's this long stretch of shadow leading all the way
Yeah.
up to him.
I toss my kunai at him and teleport that way.
Okay. All right. I'll need. Yeah, I guess I'll need weapon attacks from both of you and at disadvantage.
Okay.
Go, Remy, go. Go, Ryan, go.
What'd you say?
I clicked it. Come on, roll 20. You can do it. There you go.
Yeah, as you both throw your kunai, you watch as he disappears and teleports right before your kunai reach him as they continue flying forth and like in some of the books and the shelving.
I think we were so ready to teleport, we just like teleport and crash into the wall and probably each other and fall. Just go splat like
Yeah.
cartoon
Yeah,
cats.
you guys are like, "Ah!" Teleport up, and then all of a sudden you guys are like, shit!
Yeah.
Right into a couple of the bookcases. Let's see here. I need to roll some die. Give me a second here. I need to see if you. Yeah. You guys land up there, and you go, oh, you go, oh, and you fall, and you kind of fall, not that far. You guys look up, and you notice where you guys crashed into that books just start careening off the shelves onto you guys.
Hey,
You guys are going.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
You guys are going to take. Yeah, you guys are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from the books falling on you.
Dude, with everything we've been through, I'll take it. I'm at 60 nice hit points.
This is why I never read these damn things.
Books attack you. Yeah. So as you guys are currently in this chamber with a bunch of dead guards, dead Grand Qua.
Alright, fucking YOLO, is the ledger in here?
Well, first, I pick up kunai. I pick up my kunai.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, yeah, do
yes,
that.
please don't forget your
Yeah,
kunai.
I do that.
Okay. Have to search around for a bit underneath the books, but eventually, after a good couple of minutes, you find them. While they're looking for their kunai, what are you two doing?
I'm looking at my jar of bees and regretting that I didn't throw them on the staircase.
I think Roux might be gone chasing after that guy because she
I
said
think
okay.
I'm gonna run after Roux as well, see if I can get those diamonds.
Just
Okay.
running down the halls. Diamonds! I need diamonds!
Pretty much.
Okay. So as you guys make your way down to the stairs and start going through the hallway, you look to both sides of you as you go through the door that led up to Gascobrooke's office.
Oh, everybody dead, aren't they?
And those two guards are now dead. You go running forward into the next room, and you notice Grand Judge Bonzak Ragni is dead on the ground. The keep is eerily quiet.
Okay. Do you think they have diamonds in the keep? They have to have like a treasury here.
They should.
Well, nobody's going to stop us from raiding the treasury.
Yeah, alright, let's head down to the treasury. I can grab some diamonds and start reviving the most important people.
Okay, well, I would say on that note, since we're getting pretty close to 11, I was gonna say, on that note, with the revelation of that, you two finding your kunai and such, I'm gonna say probably tonight, and it's probably a good point to end tonight's session.
We are in the end game.
We are at fault for a massive
Finally.
genocide.
A year later.
Wait, does that mean that things are going to get better because you guys are just starting to get to the point of finding the issue of this?
Yeah, the interesting part's coming up.
Hopefully now you guys understand why I was like, come on guys, go, 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 is because I was kind of planning on this being the one.
No.
Oh man.
It's very interesting. You are a wild card.
I never know what to expect when Aster starts talking.
I really bring that chaotic neutral energy to the table, don't I?
You really do. Just Aster the person is pure chaos.
Hey, I had a plan. I've laid it out.
So Aster, I thought this was the plan. I was shocked that when Hesper had no idea you were doing that. I
thought what I was doing was so obvious that Hesper would have planned for it.
That's the one thing I didn't plan for.
I literally spent like 3 sessions looking for Grand Claw. Like single-mindedly.
You said you didn't want to enter the dungeon unless willingly. That's when I had some thoughts about that.
I kept my promise. Kinda. Yeah. We were in irons.
Yeah.
So I guess technically we were detained.
Yeah, but we didn't go to dungeon. So you kept your promise. Alright, so we're leaving this cliffhanger as we run around the keep where everyone's bleeding from all their orifices.
Yeah.
And we are looking for diamonds so we can do mass resurrection.
Yeah.
We need a lot of diamonds.
Well, you gotta remember, I think Lani's the only one with an actual resurrection spell.
Yep.
So, I think, if I remember right, I'm trying to remember her spell slots. I mean, she can use higher levels if you really wanted her to.
Yeah, I have Revivify. It's a level 3.
Revivify, it's too late.
Okay.
With everything that's going on, yeah.
So it would have to be...
It would have to be Raised Dead, and...
That's level 5. I have
you can only raise 2 people.
Yeah. So it's going to be Archmage and the other Archmage.
The Judge, whatever.
Whatever.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll go there.
Really quick, a little bit of metagaming maybe, but can I cast Gentle Repose on the Archmage and the Judge?
Gentle Repose, well, prevents them from becoming undead. And
extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead. Since days spent under the influence, where to go?
Yeah, basically days spent under the influence don't count against you because I forget how many days Raised Dead has to work.
10 days.
10, yeah. Well,
we have 10 days to raise them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 10 days, yeah, without going in the uber high level spells.
Okay, so we raise 2 people a day, then we can raise 10 people in 5 days.
Okay, so priority number 1, resurrect the Judge because he's a cleric. He might also have that spell.
Raise, yes.
So would Archmage, in theory. Can other classes raise besides Cleric?
Metagaming wise, Are you talking about actual raised dead? It might be a cleric paladin spell for just raised dead. I know Revivify got added to, like Ranger, for example. Bard, Cleric, and Paladin have raised dead.
Okay.
But Cados didn't go that high on Bard.
Yeah, sorry.
And then that's the bare minimum of raised dead. Revivify. Revivify is an artificer, cleric, druid, paladin, ranger spell. And then there's other raised spells like druids have reincarnation. And there's like true resurrection, and there's a couple of other resurrection spells, but they are really high level.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
So I think another part of our plan should be to check the dungeons and see if our friends are still alive. If yes, free them. Use Geralt to get basically the network of guards working together to bring us diamonds and clerics from throughout the city. Provided, people are still alive, I guess. Because, it seemed like the mind control magic was more or less focused to people inside the keep. So I think those were the people that he had, a way to snap his fingers and kill. I don't know. It's a wild card, right? So we don't know. But that's something we need to check. If so, we need to use the resources our friends have to kind of get ourselves a network of clerics and diamonds.
And diamonds.
Yeah, diamonds.
Something. I think Twitch might be down.
Oh, okay.
It just hit me with disconnecting, attempting to reconnect, attempt 1, attempt 2.
I know for a little while
happening.
I know there for a little while, at least on my end, you cut out.
Great.
Do you have Spectrum?
No.
Because I've been having disconnection issues on my phone, and because we are on D&D, I haven't reset the router.
Okay.
But...
well, the recording's still going. It's fine.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna go to bed then.
Yep.
This was fun. Good night.
High Octane Cowboy D&D.
And I hope you guys all had fun tonight.
Yeah.
Did you have fun, Hesper?
Or Hesper had a heart attack.
I was just like, how do I play? Because because I'm sitting here like, how do I play this? Because I wasn't
Hesper has the
expecting
whole
that.
pamphlet of all this stuff that he planned for tonight. He's just throw across the room. I'm honestly shocked that I didn't hear papers fluttering at any point.
I use a lot of digital notes.
Fair. I operate my D&D stuff out of a sketchbook, so
Yeah. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, I thought you guys were going to go super splunking.
Well, that's not the way the conversation went, and we didn't have a chance to correct anything.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
What we cut. All right, good night, man. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Oh, did you have fun, Feugy?
I did. I needed this fun night.
Yeah. Good.
Though it got real there at the end, didn't it?
As I said, high octane cowboy D&D.
Yeah. I'm just with everything that's going on, I don't see Grand Quad sitting there and listening to you anymore just because it's the end of ending
He's
this is within grasp.
Yeah. He's very confident in his abilities, and honestly, that was his downfall. Oops.
Yep.
Oh, I just
know.
thought of something. Okay,
Hmm?
so I think this reveals whether or not everyone else is still alive, and that is, Cados, Raine is under the curse, right? She has some of the icky going on with her. Uh, if he snapped his fingers and killed everybody, Raine would surely have dropped dead too.
Why would Raine have the icky?
Just didn't she like lose maximum hit points and a bunch of other stuff?
Oh, if you're going off of that logic, then I think all of you except for you and Dunsen would have been dead.
Well, okay.
Yeah, not quite the same thing there. This is different.
But yeah, ever since we had that, wait a fucking minute, I'm not the Shadow Menace revelation, I have been single minded just having this conversation with Grand Qua. That's all I wanted to do. And I got it. Yeah, I thought I said as much.
Yeah, but I didn't. I knew you were planning on talking to Grand Qua, but I didn't think it was the whole entire. Ah, look at me! I'm just like, I
I
was
was
not expecting
okay.
it.
So, what I wanted to do was uh, talk to him under better circumstances, so I could be like, you know, blah blah blah. Let's test the paperwork thing. He gives me his canned response. I write a message to him. He reads it. I see what happens. Then I write it in my my illusory script or whatever, because now it's magic. See what happens. And then the next part would have been like, basically, do you trust us to kill you and revive you? Like, or I don't
Oh,
know. We could have a conversation after that, but it wouldn't.
yeah. I'm sorry. That was, at that point that. I'm sorry I kind of railroaded you guys a little bit at that point, but that's just kind of unfortunately.
Yeah, that's how I was planning, like beginning this talk with him, but like the circumstances, I didn't feel like they allowed for that, and that's fine. That's not railroading. I
Mm,
could have chose another time to do this, but
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, oof.